right? I told you. Okay. As you guys know, 9 to 12 every Monday, right? You know, and I'll explain what today is. Some of you guys already know what today is for me, right? For some of you guys, it's something new. So this is where I need you guys to really figure out, what does your CRM look like, right? Because it's your database, right? Your database has to be key to your growth, right? We all know people. People know us. If we're not taking advantage of that, then how can we get referrals? Then we're always going to do open houses, door knock. We're going to get new people every day, which is good, right? Because you need to be able to meet strangers to grow your business, right? Not very many of our agents had enough SOIs, circle of influence, a sphere of influence, the people that they knew that they can, generally speaking, make 10 to 25 deals a year. We didn't have many agents like that. I think that we have a few, right? I told you we had an agent before. All she did was throw a party once a month, sometimes twice, a gathering. And that's how she got business. She would do like 1 or 2 deals a month. Perfect. 1 year, I think she did like over 40, right? From parties, right? 10, 12 times a year, right? So she had enough circle to where, remember, likability and trustworthiness, which is more important? Likability, right? People like you, they're going to give you an opportunity, right? You can build trust after that, right? It takes time, but also you can be developed and it can be marketed to, right? Because especially now, right? With social media, you can show people you're doing business, or at least real estate, right? Zoom world, I'm assuming you guys can still hear me. If not, let me know, right? So your database system has to be key, right? Okay. Just like, Google, your credit card company, the hospital has a database of you. You have to have information about people, right? So when you call them, it's personal first, social second, business third. How will you remember that? Unless you have a CRM, right? We talked about Rev, follow up boss, top producer, referral maker, right? Those are the top four. First two is part of your tech package. The last two is something you have to pay extra for, right? So you have to figure out what is your good CRM. So here's my question to you. Do you see yourself being in real estate 5 to 10 years from now? See, I don't think I'll ever retire. I'll live off my referrals strictly, right? Because my goal is to be traveling 6 months out of the year, right? And I'm traveling about, probably 3 months out of the year right now, right? In different times, right? And as an agent, as I told you guys before, right? 365 days, you have to figure out how many days off do you want, right? A typical, how many days do you think you work at Google before? Like, how many vacation did you get?
So I've been there for 10 years.
10 years at Google, okay.
I get about 5 weeks.
5 weeks paid vacation, all right.
The rest of the days,
yeah. Work. Right. You get weekends off typically, right? Every weekends off, 5 weeks off, right, for paid, and then sick time, like probably 5 to 10 days, typical job, right? And holidays, right? So a typical person W-2, if you guys remember, you'll probably work somewhere around 250 to 270 days out of the year. If you take 5 weeks, that's 35 days, right? Okay. Let's say 10 days for sick days, that's 45, right? Another holiday, probably 10, right? So that's 55 days off already right there, right? Okay. Yes, correct. So then if you figure that out, right, there's 47 weeks, 47 weekends in between, because you have 5 days, 5 weeks off already, right? So if you do that, right, let's just say 45, right? 47 times 2 is?
47 times 2?
Yeah, 47 times 2 is 94, right? 94. You guys should be faster. What's 3% of 1.2 million? You should know, right? Okay. So 94 days plus 55 is? Some of you guys, I'm lost, Greg. Okay, I'm lost. Okay.
149.
149, right? Take that away from 365.
216.
216. So you actually only work 216 days. Can you imagine that, right? Now, some of you guys, I work 2016. Now, some of you guys, I only had 2 weeks off, right? So Richard was lucky if he has 5. But see, in my program, I teach you to have 6 weeks off automatically, right? As a new agent, Brent, you get 6 weeks off already. Now, is it paid or unpaid? That's not going to be up to you. But typically speaking, it's unpaid, right? Because we don't get a W-2. Although I've come back from vacations and a commission check is waiting for me, right? Or a contract was put together while I was on vacation, right? I firmly believe when you're on vacation, try to be on vacation. So you need to set up systems so that way your business keeps going, automated, while you're out of town, or at least work maybe 1 or 2 hours. My wife is not very good at that. Last year, we were in Kauai. She wanted to be, marathon, and we were there for 12 days. The first 4 days she was working, and I was out in Kauai. Okay, because I said, hey, what time do you think you'll be done? And she wasn't sure. She was putting deals together. So I said, hey, and when she's stressed, I leave her alone. Right? Because if I try to help her, it doesn't work, right? So I say, hey, and she knows that. So she said, why don't you go do something and come back after lunch, right? So we do our thing, right? She does her thing because I said, hey, if you're busy, go ahead and do that. Take care of that. Call me when you're ready, right? Kauai, it's an hour circle. I'm less than an hour away from anywhere, right? It's a small island, right? For some of you guys to know, right? So again, it's that. Okay. When you're in Europe, sometimes that's the case, right? Work cannot take over your vacation, right? Because otherwise, why did you even go on vacation? Now, to me, I say, you check your email, you can text now, right? Okay. yeah. So it's easy to keep in touch. But like I said before, our phone was supposed to make us more productive. What has happened is our phone has tethered, work to us. Because now I can get you. Hey, how come you're not answering my text? Your client is calling you, right? Hey, right? That's why you have staff to take care of that. And then in Chero, we've already told you guys, if you want to go on vacation, we can have someone help you. And I told you guys before, you need to have a backup person. So when you're on vacation, hey, it's going to cost you money, right? But hey, what is the cost of your vacation, right? Because like I said, as much as possible, work when you work, play when you play. But sometimes it will meld together, but you have to make sure if you do end up working, because remember, your family, is waiting for you, right? So you have to set them up. Hey, here's the tickets to Disneyland, Papa will see you later, right? Sometimes that's the case, right? And you have to explain to them why you can't be there, right? So some of you guys have kids. Hey, we've gone through that, right? And now we've got 4 grandkids. Hey, when we're on vacation, you try to be there, right? So again, with you guys, you need to figure it out, how important is that relationship, right? And like I said before, no one is going to be balanced, right? Okay. Remember, money only affords us options. That's all it does, right? Option to do whatever we want, right? Travel however we want, right? Again, it's up to you. So now my question to you is, how important is earning that money you said you want, right? So one of the things I need to see next week is your business plan. It's called the 2026 Easy Business Plan, right? That's going to be an email already sent to you, right? But I'll resend this again because I really need to know how much income do you want to earn on a 12-month rolling basis, at least the next 12 months, right? That you're willing to commit to. Like Brent, you say X amount of dollars. If you don't do the work to earn that money, there's no guarantee you're going to earn the money. The only thing we can do is guarantee that we have the mindset, right? We have the schedule to follow. So we have the proper actions. The results are what the results are going to be. And again, the key there is, can we make adjustments to our actions, right? Through our mindset that we have, and part of that is one word that's missing. You guys remember? Starts with an S. There's 4 words, right? Mindset, skills, actions equals results. And it's repeat that every day, right? What's your mindset when you get up in the morning? Now, so as you guys know, we start at Mondays at 9 o'clock. I've already said Mondays, right? Now, some people will say, hey, Greg, we do have a class. Every Monday, while you're in this program, we have a class 9 to 12. Now, maybe you'll be on Zoom because I can't be here, but my commitment is to be here for the next, 3 months for this class, 9 to 12, right? I give you guys the options to be on vacation. I don't know, Brett may be in Costa Rica right now. Yeah. So again, it's up to you where you listen. But again, let's say Brett is on vacation. He's with his family. It's recorded. So you have a whole week or two to listen to the what we've been talking about. Because that's what this is about, is it's creating that conversation to where you're learning from other people and then you're doing the work. Because remember, if you don't do the work, did you know what to do? Or you just chose not to do the work? Right? And that's part of that mindset, right? Because we're going to talk about skills you need to develop, the actions you need to do every single day, right? And of course, the results, right? The results is here. They say if you do 25 push-ups every single day, right? Can we do 25 every day, right?
I can do 5.
Yeah, 5 today. She can do 5 today. I can do 1 today. Tomorrow, next week, 2, 3 next week, 5 next week. Every single day, right? Right now, with Larry and Blaze, we had that challenge. How many push-ups can I do in a minute? Right? Okay. I know people that can do push-ups, 100 push-ups in a minute. They go really fast. They're in shape. How did they get there? Right? It wasn't, because they just decided, hey, Brett, let's do 100 push-ups today, right? It's break it down to its smallest form, right? 5 in the morning, 5 every hour, 10 every hour. Maybe eventually, 25 in the morning, 25 midday, 25, in the afternoon, right? You break it down to what you can manage, right? Remember, our goal is how many contacts per day?
Right.
25,
Our
right?
goal is 25.
Our goal is 25,
minimum.
but some of you guys are not even getting to 1. How do I know, right? Remember, I told you the 100-point day, right? Right? That is the number one sheet that you guys need to send to me and your manager every single day. If you don't send that 100-point day, right? It tells us you didn't work that day, right? Remember? You guys remember what that looks like, right? Who has not seen it? Everybody on Zoom World has seen it? Okay, let me share it. See if I have it here. Right. The 100-point day, right? It's nothing new, right? Right? Every day you work, right? If you didn't work today, then it should be your day off, right? Okay, like I said though, I want to teach you that you can take days off if you choose to do so, right? You can tell your clients, hey, I'm going to be off for the next couple of days. If you need something, just text me. I'll get back to you in the evening. Okay? Real estate is not our life. I know that's part of our marketing. Real estate is our life. I'm a 24/7 agent, right? No. You need to teach your clients that, hey, you are available, but not 24/7. But if they need you, just text you or call you, right? Okay, you will have clients that will be high maintenance, okay? And they're gonna, hey, how come? You need to call me as soon as possible, right? I have clients like that before, but you have to train them. Hey, there's dialogues that'll teach you, right? Because I want you guys to tell me, okay, this is my scenario. How have you dealt with it in the past? Right? I'll share you what other agents have done and what I would do, right? Because it's part of controlling that day, right? That week, our clients, our family, all right? Um, I believe your family is always important, right? I would tell you guys, family should be one because that's your biggest support. And we're going to find that out, right? Then you have, people in the office, right? And then you have your clients, right? So I don't know what's more important to you. You're going to make that determination, right? Because some people, I've told people before, hey, I need you to take the next couple of years off. Maybe you consider, just spending time with your kids, or I need you to find a nanny, right? Kajo. That's what I told her, because she wanted to earn money to do things for her family, but she didn't have enough time. So I said, you need to figure out how to multiply yourself. And then when I challenged her one time to take a 3-month vacation twice, she's like, I can't do that. But I said, hey, can you find someone to help you with your business that you trust fully, right? Not to say you don't have access, to your clients, but you need to be able to have fun with the family, right? Because that's when our kids are growing, right? Same thing. How many of us, some of you guys went to our Intero, what do you call it? What do you call that? That we had a yearly trip every single year. Right? Some of you guys remember? Right? We would go to like Mexico, all expenses paid, right? How many of you guys remember that? Peak performers. Some of you guys may remember that. We would take our top 25, 50 agents and we would fly to, Cancun or some place, Hyatt or something like that. We're there, all expenses paid. But some people couldn't get, they earned it, right? You have to do certain transactions. They earned it, but they couldn't get away. Why?
You're busy.
They're busy with their work. I was like, oh, why can't you go? It's like $5,000, $7,000 trip. No expense to you. You did the work already last year. Why couldn't you go get away? Because they were tethered to that business or they didn't feel that they can get away. Their family came, family included, right? Okay. So again, it was such an incredible thing that I would say 20% or so couldn't make it because hey, I earned it, but I can't. My clients need me.
They should have gave it to me.
Yeah, right. See? Right? Yeah. So again, it's that. It's can you I want to teach you guys that you can, untether yourself to that phone, right? Or to your business if you choose to, right? And you can talk to our top agents about that, right? Some of them are very good with it. Again, it's creating that system. Okay. So, so every day, okay. Last week, some of you guys are very good with this, right? Very few made 5 days. You know who you are, right? Right? We're at least 5 days, right? Right? Everybody, right? At least 5 days, right? Now, some of you guys, well, I think it's 6 days, right? So one person did 7 days, right? Right. So could you do something for your business every single day?
Yes.
Right? Are you getting better with regards to your business every day? Right? With technology today, right? Remember, everyone should have YouTube Premium by now. Right? If you're not, you know, uh,
Couple.
you know, it's I think it's 12, 13, $14, right? Right. And if you do a family plan and you share with other agents, you guys can split that cost in half, quadruple it, right? I think it's five, right? Right. You got to have that because again, there's a lot of training in YouTube. I'm going to be sending you some links. It's the only reason why I have YouTube Premium is so that I don't watch commercials. Just like Prime, you can have it with less commercials by paying $5 a month, more. It's the same thing. Commercials are great if you want to, but to me, it takes up time, right? So why YouTube training? Because some of the things we post, if you watch my, this 3 hour video or our class, if you don't have the premium, you're gonna have commercials every 15 minutes, right? Okay. So you want to try to avoid that. And it's the investment in your business that I want you guys to have. And again, there's a lot of other things I'll be sharing with you guys, like following this person about taxation or different things. But a lot of things is about motivation, right? Some of you guys have heard of Tony Robbins, right? There's a lot of different mentors I follow that I worked with before that wasn't on the internet. Now everything is on the internet, right? So you can find a lot of this stuff that we're going to be learning here, but you have to do the work outside. Okay. So can I count on you guys to do this 5 days a week? Right? Okay. Is there like here reviewing hot sheets? Right. This is just looking at the MLS. How often do you log into the MLS to see what are the active pendings, sold in the last 7 days in your main market? All right. Remember this homework from week one. You're supposed to have a farm of at least 1,000 homes. I mean homeowners up to 1,500 homes. Remember that? So I need you to send me that farm by Friday. Okay. So before the 4th of July weekend, which is Saturday. Saturday is 4th of July, right? So before Friday, right? Because I think Friday is a holiday. I think title companies might be closed, right? So you need to contact your title rep and figure out where is that farm? Where are you going to focus your activities so you can get future listings, right? Where's your main market going to be? It doesn't have to be all in one area. It could be 200 homes here, 250 homes here. Because I want to see what is their stats. Okay, like Brent in San Carlos, right? My suggestion is to start where you live or work, close, right? 250, 500 homes in different pockets. because starting next week, you're going to need to visit at least 50 to 100 homes per day. Okay. And we're going to have strategies for that, not necessarily door knocking, but at least door dropping in that farm. Because I don't believe in blindly mailing, right? Because most agents don't have either the budget or, like I said, the way I train you guys, the way I do it is I only mail to people I've met, plan to meet, you know, or that know me, that have done business, right? So again, it's someone I've met or plan to meet. Now you might say, I'm going to send out 1,000, I have the budget. But to me, if you're not going to meet them, it's blindly mailing to somebody. They need to put a face to their mailers, to your mailers, right? Because other agents are mailing, right? So homework number 2, you better be on that newsletter system, right? So we're going to talk about that, okay? If you're not on a newsletter system yet, right, or a monthly mailing system, you're
How do
way
you get
behind this program.
Greg,
Okay.
how do I get the addresses for the people that I want to meet?
Okay, your title rep, right? Okay, remember, I'll address that a little bit later. Okay,
Okay.
remember, you mail to people you met, know, right, from previous things like people that you knew at Google, right? Who you want to do business with, right? Develop that. Hey, they knew you as someone that at Costco or wherever your previous jobs was. They know you as that. When I started, my future clients knew me as their son's high school friend or elementary friend, right? That's how they knew me. But it took me 2 years until I got traction and I got have a meeting with them. They're actually talking to me about real estate. You have to be able to market to them, and that's where to me the newsletter really helps out. So by next week, you need to be set up on tpmco.com, right? That's the personal marketing company that I use. I need you to figure out which newsletter that you're going to do or are already starting. Remember, everything I've taught you guys, okay, or I'm teaching you or will teach you, there's success to those, right? The things I've taught you guys, I can tell you who's using it, and you can ask them, is it working for them or not, right? And why didn't they do it? Ask them, right? We're going to have Jason, some of our top agents in our meetings, right? For about 30 minutes or so. I'm going to ask them questions. We've had top agent panels before, but I don't believe it touched on the important stuff as part of our class. So I'm in the process of scheduling that on Mondays or during the week where I'm going to interview them and you guys get to listen. And, I'm asking them, do you have a CRM? How do you keep in touch with your clients, right? What system are you actually using, right? Okay. I'm going to try to get some people from corporate also that I know on the personal level. And if I can get their time, because their time is valuable, right? Okay. If you're earning $1 million a year, your time is valuable, right? So
That's how I feel, Greg, that there's certain cliques that keep information together and like top agents and things like that. And I feel like they don't really want to share
sure.
everything exactly. I mean, they share a lot, but I just feel that there's some of the gatekeeping going on, and I feel that we need to be also told exactly what they're doing, what leads if they're buying from Zillow leads, because if we all as agents share, then we will make also more money, right? And then not only that, it'll help the company make money, but if we keep all the real secrets on how they're really, then how are we supposed to prosper?
Sure. Again, here's the thing, right? We're all independent contractors. There is some gatekeeping. Some agents won't share what newsletter they're using. Who are they calling? Are they buying leads, right? That's okay, right? There's enough business for everybody, right? The goal here is for you to do what you can do. If Brent says, Greg, I hate door knocking. The sun, burns my, I get, sunburn, right?
Yeah.
Or if Emma says, hey, I can't do this. Well, we need to figure out what you can do. So we're going to review some of the things that we've been talking the last 3 weeks and see who's actually done some of the work already.
Right now, I'm recovering from surgery, so I'm highly medicated, and I can't do the door knocking right now. Yeah. So
that's okay. We have to figure out how you're going to do it, right? And I don't believe in buying leads, right? Unless you have the budget, like $5,000 to $20,000 a month, and you have the skills to convert them. Yeah. And most agents don't. That's why I don't teach them.
I definitely don't. I can't afford Zillow leads at all.
So that's why I'm telling you what you need to be doing, right? Okay. So.
Does she know this is recorded?
Yes. Everyone knows this is recorded. So here's the thing, right? Yeah, questions are always open, right? Just understand. Some people are going to feel that, hey, these are basic questions. That's okay. Just understand this, right? So you have your easy business plan. I need that ASAP, right? Number two, your perfect day. What is your perfect day? Not your daily schedule. What does your perfect day in real estate look like? Like, what time do you plan to wake up? Right? What time would you like to end your day? Right? What time do you start your real estate day? And when do you plan to end your real estate day? Right? We need to figure out how many hours do you actually sleep? Do you sleep in a routine? Like for Rishan, because his previous job, he's the most recent who's left his W-2 job, right? Or his previous job, right? You had a routine, correct? You woke up at a certain time. You had to be at work at a certain time. You had certain duties. As a real estate agent, right? Most agents don't wake up at the same time unless they have kids, to send to school. Okay, because what we do is like, okay, what do I do today? It's like they don't have direction, right? As I told you guys before, there are three things a real estate agent must do. A minimum of 5 hours per day, right? Skill building, market research, and prospecting. Minimum 5 hours per day. That your day has to be filled with skill building activities. Like, what do I need to learn today? Right? Is the skill that I need to learn is how to handle, angry clients? There's training on that. How to win friends and influence people. You can just chat GPT that how to handle, uh, you know, mean clients, right? So there's things you can learn on the internet. It's tons of stuff, right? Or you just talk to somebody, right? But see, you got, the skills. I will tell you what you're going to need to learn, right? To build your business, your career. Okay. Number two, market research. Most of the questions I get sometimes, and I'm surprised some of the people who've called me last week is not on this call, maybe because I didn't send the email this morning, they don't think there was a class. Well, that's on them, right? So part of this is that accountability. You knew there's a class. Something else more important came up, I guess. That's why you're not on class. Totally fine. That's why we're recording it, right? So that way you have that throughout the weeks. Some people are on vacation right now. I'm open to just letting them get the information. Because here's the thing, Emma, it's not about the information. You can get the information anywhere. It's about you, what you do with that knowledge, right? Knowledge is potential power, right? That's all it is. It is in the application of that knowledge. Do you realize true power?
I agree with you 100%, Greg.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
glad that you're mentioning
Yeah.
this because I'm gonna need help setting like a
Yeah.
schedule.
Sure. Yeah.
I think
So
starting
do the work, right? Fill out the forms that I've told you guys to do, right? And this
yeah.
is where I need to see what is your perfect day like. Because like I said, some people they wake up at a certain time, they work out, right? It's up to you. We will talk individually, right? How I can help you, but you need to do the work, right? So perfect day, perfect week. What does your week look like? Right? Right now, some of you guys have kids at home. So that's going to change when the kids are back at school, right? So that's going to change. All these, you got to have a framework though, right? If you don't have a framework, how can we make that better? Where can we see inefficiencies, right? So that's what we're going to be doing, right? Majority is going to be on a group call, but you have to do the work and then send me the work, and then I can give you some guidance. But if you don't do the work, how can I guide you? I can keep telling you, do this, do this, do this. But if you don't do the work, right? How can I help, right? How are you going to progress? Okay. And again, if you don't agree with some of the things I'm saying, talk to me individually and we'll work out some sort of solution, right? Okay. So every day, right? Three things: market research, right? Skill building, and prospecting. And prospecting is as simple as calling someone and say, hey, Rishan, how's real estate doing, right? I heard you left Google. What's going on, right? It's that. It's, can you connect with people? Remember the Ford concept, right? You guys should, Ford concept should be on your brain. If you still don't remember what that is, watch the previous video, right? Friends and family, occupation, recreation, dreams. That should be buried in your mind. If I want to get to know you personally, I need to know those things. How many brothers do you have? Where do they live? Right? Because part of our call is like, hey, hey, by the way, you told me, Trinkle, you just got married, right? Hey, how was that? Where'd you get married? Really? How'd you pick that area, right? How'd you pick, Dubai, right? How was that, right? Right now I'm getting, there's two people now that's calling me. Hey, Greg, our kids are thinking of, getting married in the Philippines. Can you tell me about it, right? Now, I'm not a Philippine expert, but I said, hey, why don't you guys tell me what island or where you guys think of doing? Let me know, right? But my suggestion is find a good wedding planner, right? So again, it's that people will call you. That's not real estate related. That's the relationships. Does it make sense? That's why I've told you guys before. Find something you like to do and find a way to do business in it. Start with that, right? I know you chose real estate, but do something fun, right? You like going to the gym? You could, we have some agents, that's all they do. Talk to Ann Gupta, how many deals she's done from people in her gym, right? It's because what she wears, how she interacts, all of that. There's different strategies, okay?
I
But
like I like karaoke, and I met some people there actually as
yeah,
well.
perfect. Okay. So just remember, guys, okay, we can do business anywhere. Okay. So Twinkle just had an event this past weekend, right? So it's where she lives, right?
Neighbor.
Okay. Neighbors, right? So she met some people. So tell us about that event. So it's a neighborhood event for your neighbors, right?
Yeah, it was sort of part of the farming event. I
Yeah.
wanted to bond with the community, have the community know me.
Yeah.
So I hosted an event and we had a great turnout.
What kind of event?
It was an ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck. So she had an ice cream truck, right?
And we had about 115 people
Okay.
that came by.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 115 of your neighbors, including kids. Okay. And then?
It was great. We had a sign-in sheet and they also RSVP'd before. So I got their emails, phone numbers, and some of their addresses.
Okay.
And now
Their names.
and their
Right? Because you need for information. Names, addresses, phone numbers, emails. In that order.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do I want their address? Is because I want to market to them. Okay. I want to know who the old homeowners are, how long they've lived there. Okay. I want the phone number because I can market through text besides calling them. Emails last. People get too many emails. That's why they give that to you all day long. Okay, guys? Okay. So names, address, phone numbers, and emails. Okay, so you got that most of the information, okay?
Yes. And then now my plan is to follow up.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
say thank you for
Yeah.
attending. Thank you for registering.
Yeah.
So those two separate emails.
Right.
What else can I do?
All right, good. See, this is part of that learning now. Now, you don't have to do an ice cream truck. Basically, it's an event, right? People have done taco trucks, some sort of event. I know some people have just put out their grill in front of the house so they can meet the neighbors. They can invite the neighbors. Okay. This is something that my wife is thinking about doing. Okay. Inviting everybody to the backyard. Okay. It's that. It's at least left and right and the three across, right? The five, right? From there, you can expand to the back neighbors, right? Because they see you, right? Okay. You don't have to invite the whole neighborhood, but you decide because that's going to be your farm. That's one of your farm, right? Okay. So how many flyers did you just send that mail out or drop? How did you do the
Marketing.
yeah? What kind of marketing did you do for it?
Door knocking.
Okay.
Door drop off to
Okay.
come as well. So we targeted about 400-ish.
Okay. About 400 homes.
Yes.
You door drop.
Is
Okay. No mailers.
no mailers.
No mailers, right? Social media.
No, because
Okay.
it's a very community specific community.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about that, right? So she did 400 flyers, door drop and door knocks, right? No social media because she didn't want to invent other people, right? Outside the area, right? Okay. And no mailers, right? Okay. So again, this is going to depend on your budget. How much did the ice cream truck cost?
460.
Is that a flat fee or?
Depends on the number of scoops that they have.
Okay. So how much did per scoop cost?
$4.
Okay, $4 per scoop. Was there a flat fee you had to pay upfront? Okay, so basically, hey, I need you to come here.
The travel fee.
Yeah, which is
Which is like $35.
okay. So $35 to bring an ice cream truck, and you pay $4 per scoop. Okay. So some of you guys are maybe wondering how much it would cost. Again, that's part of your budgeting. Like how much would a taco truck cost? We've had taco people here at the office, right? Cost about $15 per person, and they set them out, so much meat, and we always supplement because they never bring enough. But again, here's the thing, right? You have to figure that out, right? And again, it's up to you what kind of social event you're going to do, right? Some people will do, um, you know, uh, client parties, appreciation parties, right? Like I said, you can do one in your house if you want to, right? So again, there's different ways you can do events.
Yeah, I'm planning to do like a wine and cheese with just the four families
Around you, right? Yeah. Okay. So here's my thought, right? So you got the flyers, so that's great. You door knock with it, right? So because that's part of getting to know people, right? It's in your immediate where you live or work, right? So it's in your farm future listings, right? So now you have their names, address, some phone numbers, some emails. Okay. Definitely send a thank you card. Like, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thanks for coming to our ice cream event, right? I would not do an email. I would do a personal note card, right? That you would mail. So at Intero, we have the Intero note cards. If you don't know what that is, talk to your MIT. If they don't know what it is, talk to your manager. If they don't know what, they should know what the Intero note cards are. If you're with our company, if not, let me know. Basically, it says, it's a note card. It says it was a pleasure meeting you, at our social event. Um, you know, sim, simple thank you. Remind them about the event. Okay. Don't mention, hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling, call me. No, it was a social event, right? In the thank you card, right? And this is where eventually you're going to need your own, you should create your own thank you card. So it's personalized to you, not just Intero, right? It should say something about real estate. Yeah. And the Intero note cards, it says Intero real estate. So they know you're in real estate. How many cards do you put?
400
No. How many business cards do you put on the note card?
for
Three.
one.
Usually 2 or 3. So that enough so it doesn't go over the standard one stamp postage.
75 cents.
I don't know what it is, right? Okay. Depending on your card, if you got the thick, Intero note, Intero card, you can only put 2. Some of you guys have the thinner one, you can put actually 3. I always say there's magic in 3s. Okay. Right. Okay. All right.
There
So
are a lot of those cards in Los Gatos office and also in the Saratoga office.
yeah, if you don't know what to write, right? We had a class on writing thank you cards. Basically, it's, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you, right? Thanks for coming, right? Compliment them about the event, right? Okay. And then just have a simple sentence. Hey, it could be it was a pleasure meeting you at the ice cream event. I look forward to seeing you at our next taco event. So now you're future pacing them, right? Because eventually it's going to say, hey, I look forward to being a service to all your real estate needs now and in the near future. That's one of my taglines, right? I look forward to, helping with you and your family, right? For all your real estate needs in the future, right? You have to learn how to future pace clients. This is assuming the sale. That's one of the skills, right? Using positive words in how we speak. That's one of the things that I've always shared with you guys. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. Right? So do your best to always be positive in our speak. Right? Not talk, how we speak. So that becomes you. Right? Because if you notice when I speak, most of the time it's in positive words. I do my best to catch myself, right? And we will have a class on that. I'm going to give you a sentence, and you're going to say, okay, how do you say this on a positive note? So one of your homework was to send me your top 10 to 25 affirmations. Yeah? Right? Who was here last week? Right? Or listen to the recording. You're supposed to send me your 10 to 25 affirmations. So if you haven't said that yet, right? And what were you supposed to do with that? Yeah. How many times were you supposed to read that? at least 3 times. Magic in threes, right? Okay. To where you can write it out, from memory. And what's the first affirmation that I want you guys to say? Melissa.
I'm a great salesperson.
There you go. That's the first thing, right? I'm a great salesperson. Just say that until you become a great salesperson. Now, here's one of the conversation we're going to have. Do you believe in affirmation or self-talk? I'm going to need you to believe self-talk works, affirmations work. Because remember, we talk to ourselves all the time, right? And in our languaging, as we speak to our clients, we're going to use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, saying words to help communicate their brain with their brain, right? Because that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, is they need to assimilate us. That's why you say, so you want an agent that can, get you the highest price, right? Right? You want an agent, right? So you want an agent. You're already pointing to yourself. Okay, some of you guys on Zoom may not be able to. You want an agent that can get you the highest price, right? Right? And you believe that marketing it to the entire marketplace is the best way, right? Not okay. This is part of salesmanship. When I point at myself, even though I'm not saying, hey, you wanna hire me because I am a great agent. No. You want a great agent. Subliminal. See, when you point yourself, when you say great agent, we have eye contact. It's now pegging in their brain, great agent, and they're seeing me point. They may not see that. Okay. And here's the thing with salesmanship. A tactic known is a tactic blown. Okay, meaning if they know you're selling them, it's not gonna work as good. That's why when I look at cars, I know what the car salesmen are doing. I have 4 clients that are general sales managers. So I know what they do, right? And I know sales, right? And some of them are not very good because they're just brand new, right? But they're taught a different way, right? But you know who are great salespeople because you like them. You know who they are. When you guys go out somewhere, you'll see who are the people you like. That's a salesperson, right? Okay. They might not be in sales, but they're selling their relationship with you, right? Okay, because you like them. So that's one thing that we're gonna hone on, hopefully. All right. So affirmations. Questions on affirmations. Are we good? Top 10 to 25 affirmations, guys. You need to send that to me, right? And I need you to know, right, what they are. Do you believe you're a great salesperson or becoming a salesperson? Yeah. How many people do you talk to every single day? That should be in your affirmation. I talk to X amount of people every single day. Okay. So let's talk about the 25, right? Right. So Emma's medicated, so she might not be able to talk 25, but
I could totally talk 25 and more.
Okay. But here's the thing, right? I'm gonna pick on Pretty, right? Okay. So Pretty, right? 25 people. How challenging is that per day?
It is it is kind of a challenging for me.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. From anybody, how many people do you think you have phone numbers for? So here's I want you to go to your phone right now and tell me how many people you have on your contact list. If you don't know how to do that, I need you guys to go to Apple because it looks like everyone has an Apple.
No, Android game.
Android. Okay. All right. So how many people do you have? How many phone numbers do you have on your phone right now? Anybody?
673.
How many?
673.
673. Anyone else? 600?
663.
660? Brent, Clementina, Emma, Karis, how many do you guys have?
They're not really all.
Doesn't matter. How many phone numbers you have?
I have 1,100.
1,100. Okay. All right. That's good.
652.
All right. I need you guys to get to over 1,000 minimum, right? As soon as possible, right? That's the goal, right? So now, 600 people, right? 600 phone numbers. Remember, every month, Brent, you're supposed to go through your phone list every single month, right? Like today is the 29th day, right? You should have gone through your whole phone book right now. July 1st, you go through all the A's. Just go down the list. July 2nd, all the B's. July 3rd and 4th, I'm off. So July 5th, I have to do the C, D's, and E's, right? Basically, for every month, correlate the letter, and that's you should be at that letter already. Okay. So Brent, you got that? Right? So how many do you have on A's, Brent? Or anybody? How many do you have on A's? You know? Like roughly. How many A's do you have? If you put A, right? How many do you have? Some of you guys, how do I do that? You need to go YouTube now. How many A's do you have?
I have 2 only.
Only 2, right? Okay, so now here's the homework, right? Start today, go with the A's. Okay, those 2, Emma. Who's the first one? Who's the first A? Who are they?
My first A is my nephew, so that
Okay.
wouldn't work.
Who's your second A?
Abraham, Achilles,
Who's your second A?
Achille.
Who's your second A?
My ex-boyfriend.
All right, ex-boyfriend. All right, perfect.
But his
Hey,
mom,
hey,
wants,
okay.
his mom
See,
wants to sell.
okay.
His mom
Wait.
wants to sell
Okay,
his
okay.
house.
Emma, listen to this, right? So you
Okay.
have your nephew and your ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
I don't believe in deleting people's phone numbers unless I know, like, hey, that was Rishan old number. Now this is a totally another person, right? Because Rishan changed his number, right?
Well,
That was painful, right?
brother,
So here's the thing. Hold on, listen to this, right? Okay, this is part of the learning. Okay, because I want you guys to know, like, okay, because she's saying, "Us, my nephew," that doesn't work. That's my ex-boyfriend, doesn't work. I want you guys to know every phone number you have can lead to a transaction, or at least you'll figure out what to do with it. So, her nephew. How old's your nephew?
he's 16.
All right, he's 16. He can't buy real estate. Does he have parents that may or may not be able to do real estate? Or do they have relatives now that you need to expand your database, right? Today he's 16. In 10 years, hopefully you're still in real estate. He'll be 26. What kind of marketing are you doing to him in the next 10 years that'll prepare him to buy real estate sooner than later? Okay. So you have his phone number. I don't know if you have his email, right? Remember, we market to people no matter if we think we're going to do immediate business or not, right? The goal is for them to say, stop doing this, right? Or they do business with you, right? I rarely has it happened to where, at least in the my COIs, where they said, stop sending it to me. Okay. Emails, sometimes they unsubscribe, right? Because we can track that. But the mailers, no one has ever told me stop mailing. Okay. So here's the thing. I want you guys to really get to that mailing program, right? So now, I hope you have the address of where he lives, Emma, your nephew, because is that your sister or brother?
It's my brother. He lives 3 houses down from me, and
yes.
my brother.
So now, here's your brother. Are you marketing to your brother? Is he getting a monthly mailer? Right?
He lives 3 houses from me.
Huh?
He lives only 3 houses away from me.
Doesn't matter. See, my neighbor lives next to me. I'm marketing to him. Okay, guys?
Okay.
If you want their business, you have to market to them. Oh, they see my social media. I see him at parties. That does not matter. Okay?
Okay.
Out of sight, out of mind. Because here's the thing, Emma. How many referrals have you gotten from your brother that lives three doors from you?
None.
Right? How long has he been your brother? Right? So here's the thing. It's because you're not marketing to him. He's not seeing you're a great agent.
Person.
You're not asking enough.
Right.
In a way to where he's not avoiding you. See, that's what happens is when our friends start to avoid us because we ask for too many referrals. No. They're going to be glad to give you the referrals because you're not asking for them. You're going to ask, but not in a way to where, hey, who do you know is thinking of buying or selling? We're going to ask it in a soft way to where they're going to feel guilty when they don't tell us. Right?
Or sometimes they want a kickback. They want.
That doesn't matter.
Give me.
Hey, I give vacations all the time. Okay? You give me 20, I'll give you at least 10% back. That's how I see it. I'm not giving you in cash. If I do, I have to see some value in coming back. Okay? It's up to you. If you don't want to share your wealth, and don't. But to me, sharing is caring, right? Remember that? Right? But we don't market that. We don't say, hey, Emma, every referral you give me, I'm going to give you $2,000. No, no. I don't teach you that. Okay. But sometimes a gift goes a long way. Right? Okay. I'm gonna share a couple of things with you guys later and as we move on with this program.
Well, my ex, his mom wants to sell 2 houses, but I don't know if I should, go
Okay.
talk to her.
Okay. Two of my ex, or not ex, but yeah, I guess they're ex because two women that I've dated before have been my clients. Why? Because when I called them, it wasn't, I was just checking with them. So, hey, you married yet? Yeah. Again, it's a long conversation. Okay. This is not just a one-time conversation. All right. Because some of them maybe be thinking, I want to go out with them, right? No, no. Remember,
Right.
I know where they live. They're getting my mailers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want you guys to mail to everyone you have an address to.
Well, I want to go.
So hold on, Emma. Everyone you have an address to better be getting a mailer from you. Because they're not getting a mailer from anybody else. All right, Brent, Pretty, Karis, okay? Everyone you have an address to, their name and address, you better be mailing to them. And here's my thing. Do you see yourself in real estate 5 to 10 years from now? You need to set, your roots now, right? Because otherwise you're gonna start 10 years from now. So everyone that you knew at Costco, at Google, right? Everyone that's in your wedding party, you have their address. If not, let me know. Hey, how can I get this person's address? Personal, social, business, right? Yes, if you know they're a homeowner, you can search tax records, right? But I want you to, I don't want you to just like, how you get my address, Sishan? Right? You knew them as a coworker, right? You were friends, but then he never gave you his address. How are you gonna be able to answer that question? How did you find out my address? Oh, I just looked it up in the tax record and I noticed you have 5 properties. No, I want you to ask for people's address in a way they'll give it to you. That's why I want to teach you the languaging to where you can ask for it. It's as easy as, hey, by the way, what's your address? I need you to tell me what objection would they have?
Why you want to know my address?
Well, as you know, I left Costco and I'm now a local realtor. And I want to make sure that you have all your real estate questions answered, right?
I already have somebody for that.
Oh, who do you know?
I know,
Twinkle Intero? Oh,
yes.
perfect. Hey, I work with her, but sometimes Twinkle might be on vacation. Oh, by the way, is Twinkle sending you a real estate newsletter every month?
No, she's not.
Let me do this for you as a favor. Let me send you some information about what's happening in the market. So what's your address?
123 Banana Street.
Okay. The more objections they give you, the better you'll be for the next objection. But I want you to figure out, where are you getting stuck so I can help you? And then are you willing to try it out? If I give you the script, right, and you need to practice it to where it sounds like, hey, hey, I'm glad that you know Twinkle. Yeah, she's a great agent. Excellent. But sometimes she's on vacation. Hey, by the way, sometimes they're like, oh, my brother's in real estate. I've got that, yeah, right? But I believe I will outlast Twinkle. That's my belief, right? 35 years now. I've outlasted a lot of agents. All my listings were someone else's buyer before. Does that make sense? All my listings have been someone else's buyer. You guys, how many of you guys, Zoomer, I can't see your face, so are you puzzled by that? Remember, that was someone else's client, right? Either mine or, Twinkle, she retired. She left the business, right? Right? Rishan decided to go to work for Google. Well, guess what? His client is now an orphan client.
Oh.
Right? Does that make sense? Right? So our job is to find those orphan clients.
Yes.
If Emma says, oh, my ex-boyfriend is, or my ex-girlfriend is in real estate. Oh, perfect, great. Who is he? See, this is part of that conversation. Oh, who's that? Yeah. Because they're going to ask you, why do you want to know? Well, sometimes, it's a small industry of productive agents, right? This is part of our languaging. There's only a small group of us productive agents. I might see him. What's his name? I might be able to sell one of his listings. You need to be able to say those things. Why do I say there's only a small group of active agents like
That's the
myself,
truth.
right? Now I'm putting myself in those, hey, productive agents, right? Small group of us that I see every day. Okay, one of your homework last the last couple of weeks, see a minimum of 5 houses a day, 25 in a week. Are you seeing 25 houses in a week physically? Right? Well, you're going to need to get to that. Why? It's part of knowing inventory, part of knowing neighborhoods, part of people seeing you, right? You just need to get out there, right? We will door knock. We will even have an umbrella because it's too hot, right? Some of you guys are in a hot area, right? Pretty, Karis, right? These ladies are in the valley. But here's the thing. Can you answer when say, what are you doing? These are part of your objections. But again, if you're not in the door knocking mode, that's okay. There are other ways to do business.
I wanted to door knocking.
Right? The goal is to meet as many people as we can. Right? And then do something with that. Right? We have to market to those people. Right? Okay. Now, how many of you guys
I did.
got your pass?
I didn't get it, but I,
Personal. Why don't you have it?
because I'm gonna get it.
Okay. Remember, we sent this.
I
Right?
sent this to people, yeah.
Right? I don't know, Christian, if you're in that text string, right? Basically, we have until the end of this weekend to sign. So text me, right? Text me. It says it's about the California parks, right? You get a free pass.
I think they sold out on their website. Like you need to go on some other website to do it.
Think so?
No way.
Maybe not. See, here's the thing, right? Some of you guys think it sells out. It has not sold out yet. Okay. Wow. See, Pretty's the only one that I know, right? Because she showed us last week, right?
I have it.
Right?
Yeah.
Clementina, Karis, Emma. I believe I'm not sure if Emma has the text, right? Okay.
I don't have it. I'm looking. I don't
Okay.
have it. I did
So,
send it to you. Send you a
text me to remind me, right?
Yeah.
Remember,
Okay.
I told you guys when we did this last week, right? It says, hey, send this text, right?
I
And
sent
see
mine
who-
out.
Yeah, see who responds, who's engaging. And if they're not engaging, we need to re-engage them back this week and tell them the importance of signing up.
Got it.
Right? Okay. Basically, it was a simple text that says, hey, are you interested in this? Right? Your free pass, right? To visit up to 30, California parks and museums from now until the end of the year. No cost. Let me know. Right? That was the text, something like that. It was a simple text. See who engages. Some people says, no thanks, or they say, yes, please send it to me. I'd love one, right? That's what you want. And then there was the following text, which has the link. Now, Twinkle says they're oversold. Now, I've never heard that, so I'm going to test that out later with her, okay? Because I want to see, did you try out the 20% discount at Home Depot for the paint? Okay. I told you, she reached out, Twinkle to me last week, say, I want to try out that 20% discount on paint. So I gave her the phone number and said, do this, right? How many of you guys have done that, right? You don't have to go through the payment. You can just go to Home Depot, grab a bucket of paint, and check out, put that phone number, and see if you get 20% discount. And say, okay, please cancel this. I don't want the paint anymore. Just see if you see a 20% discount, right? There's a lot of discounts that, I'll share with you guys that it's about real estate, but where it's something you can do. You can never feel, don't ever feel this like, oh, this is cheesy, or why are we sending these coupons, right? It's for engagement. So now I know Twinkle likes parks. She likes hiking. So now on my database, I put hiker, right? Or she likes, California parks, or she got this. Because guess what? When I call her next quarter is 6 months from now. Hey, Twinkle, how's it going? Guess who? Hey, by the way, did you ever see any of those parks? Which one did you like? There's 30 parks, right? Okay. How many of you guys shared this link to your MITs? All right. I said, hey, would you like to get a free museum pass for 30 California museums? Text me. Okay. You got it. So it wasn't sold out.
No, supposed to lie to me.
See? Right? Yeah. Just text me, Richard, right? I'll send you the text you send, copy and paste, just to make sure you remove my name. put it your name in, and then there's a follow-up to that, right? Okay, just says, yeah, just text me, Parks Pass, right? It's very easy, right? Okay. Right. When people says, Greg, it doesn't work, you need to find out. Hey, Greg, the 20% discount doesn't work anymore.
Great.
What am I going to do? I'm going to go to homedepot.com. I don't need to go to the store and see if I can check out with the 20% discount. You can buy paint
Great.
online, right? Hold on, Emma. Right? You need to test out all these things, right? So when people call you, it doesn't work. It's usually their error because I know it works. Just like I just proved it to Twinkle now, right? So when you tell me, oh, Greg, I can't do this, well, let me help figure it out for you, right? Like my wife, she got iPhone 17 Plus, right? Greg, this phone sucks. It keeps dying out, or the finger thing doesn't work. I said, turn it off and turn it back on. Sometimes it's the website. Sometimes it's something else. It's not because it's a brand new phone. If it is, right, the other apps will not work, right? Sometimes it's something, right? You warm up your finger. Sometimes it's just that, right? But my point is, guys, we're problem solvers, right? Okay. Christian?
One question at the start of this class, you
Yes.
spoke about, today we're going to be speaking about CRM.
Yes.
And then you had asked about the contacts in your phone.
Yes.
I have CRM, some numbers in the CRM.
Yes.
What do you advise? Should you be texting, like saving this
Yep.
information?
Great.
Your personal number or follow boss CRM?
Okay. Okay. Some of you guys have follow-up boss and you have a number there, right? That's good to have, right? This is where, I don't like having a separate number, right? I want them to know me from just one number.
Okay.
Right? Which is your cell number, which is always with you. If you have a second number on your cell phone, like I have a second 650 number for the peninsula, right? So I have a second phone. With Follow Boss, it'll be a weird number, right? It's up to you if you want to use that, right? Some people have gone like they used to have a Google Voice number, right? And then they ported that number there, right? I don't use Follow Boss, right? So
What do you use?
I use Top Producer.
Top producer. Okay.
And I'm thinking of switching to Referral Maker. Okay. It's up to you. To me, they'll save your number. As long as that number, they know it's you. Right? Okay. So you can use multiple numbers. Just make sure it shows up in your marketing. Like there's 2 phone numbers. So they'll remember to save it under you. Right? Okay. But for me, like Top Producer has a similar thing, but I don't really use that for texting. That's why I believe in individual texting.
So one thing.
Worst case, you pay for a service like Hit 'em Up. Okay. Some of you guys know what that website is. If you don't know what that is, text me. I'll give you the website. If you know how to spell it, it's Hit 'em Up. Right? You pay for that. It's 10 cents per text, but you can do like multiple texts at once. To me, individual text, because when you see their number, you can kind of personalize a text. Okay. We'll talk about other things, like what you could be sending, because every week there's a text I send, right? Because every week there's a different message. And with text, you can see what the conversations have been. Like Rishan hasn't responded for 9 texts, right? Right. That's what we want to see, is what's happening. It's hard to do that with email. Right. I believe Follow Boss has a similar thing when you're using their phone number for texting, right? But no, actually for emailing, right? You can I don't think, help me think of, does Follow Boss have a text feature? No,
Yes.
it does, right?
Yeah.
So
You can text from within the
from the app, right? With your phone. Does it keep like the history of the conversations? Okay, all right, okay. Yeah. So you can use that. Follow Boss is, if it did everything that I wanted to do, I would switch to Follow Boss. Follow Boss is like the electric car. It's like the Tesla. It's the most advanced out of the others. Top Producer is still old. It's one of the original. They have not yet fully have that integration. Okay. So, but we can address that at the end. Okay. As far as CRM. Okay. Here's what I want you guys to do, right? Is have a place with all these phone numbers, right? Usually the phone is the best. Some of you guys use Outlook or a spreadsheet. Okay. But you need to have a more robust than a cell phone. Okay. All right. So do this, right? So now, if you don't believe in doing this, that's okay. We're going to move on after this week because this ends this weekend. Okay. Right. That's why we're going to be calling people this week, or at least a follow-up text. Okay. So now, going back to Twinkle's event, she met people, right? So everyone you have an address for, right? You got to add them to your newsletter, right? The ones you met, right? That you have an address for. The people you did not meet somehow, right? They signed up, they didn't show up, or you're too busy, right? I will try to, if they have their phone number, my conversation is like, hey, is this Twinkle? Twinkle, this is Greg, your neighbor, with the ice cream truck, right? So you bring up the, what the event was, right? Hey, by the way, I think I might have missed you. Were you and your family able to make it? Right? Yeah. I don't apologize for missing them because remember I told you I don't want you apologizing too much, right? So it seems like that we miss each other. I don't remember. Did I happen to say hello to you, or I don't say, hey, did you say hello to me? It's did I happen to say hello to you? It's my fault, right? But I'm not going to say I'm sorry that I didn't get to meet you. It's like, hey, I don't remember if I actually said hello to you. Were you and your family able to make it? Oh, yes, no, right? Each of them, okay, this is part of a conversation. You need to go to the left, need to go right or go to left. If they say, yeah, I saw you, yeah, but you seem busy, or yeah, we didn't make it. You got to have a conversation for each one. You have to know how to flow chart your conversations because one of them is going to talk differently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. We're going to have a taco event in the next quarter. Hopefully you can make it in. Hey, by the way, how long have you guys lived in the neighborhood? Yeah. Yeah. Remember, they don't know. They may or may not know me as a realtor, but they probably did because they got the flyer and it says real estate. It says Twinkle on it. So I don't say, by the way, I'm a local realtor. I don't need to see. You should never have to say that unless it's your first time door knocking. We're going to be marketing to them as you're the local realtor of choice. And that's where the newsletter comes in and the future marketing comes in, right? Our conversations, right? Okay. So
They did attend, but they missed you saying hello to me, but they were at the
Yeah.
event.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let's role play. So he says, hey, I'm not sure if I happen to say hello to you. Were you and your family able to make it?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. How the kids like it?
Oh, they loved it.
How old are they?
They're 5 and 10.
5 and 10, huh? Do they go to a local school here?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, great. How long you guys live in the neighborhood?
3 years?
Right. 4, friends and family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, right? If the conversation is still going good, I'll say, hey, by the way, you guys work in the area? Right?
We'll see.
Yeah. Where do you work?
At a startup.
Oh, what do you guys do?
Engineers.
Right. Okay. What kind of software or hardware something? Okay. So again, you go where the conversation is. You can tell if someone doesn't want to talk to you.
Mhm.
If the conversation, they want to end it, because whatever the reason is, say, hey, I appreciate you coming. Next time, make sure you catch me. Right now, I'm going to put it upon them to catch me, right? Because I wasn't able to meet them. Now it's going to be on them to say hello because they said you're busy or whatever, right? Based on what they're saying, you build that conversation,
Okay.
right?
So these are the people that I have phone numbers for.
Yeah.
What about the ones that if I have their address, I will send them a thank you card and
Yeah.
add them to my newsletter.
Yep.
What about people that I only have their name and email address?
Okay. Name and email only, right? Yeah. Same thing. Same conversation you guys have on a phone, on a note card, it can be done on email. Yeah. Thanks for, I'm not sure, so, okay. So you have your email. You don't know if they came or not.
Correct.
Right? Okay. So how would your email go now? So this is where you're gonna, because remember, you can't thank them for coming. Sorry, I missed you, right? Okay. So so this is where now you have to create a like 3 to 5 sentences about the event, right? And that you can bring to them, right?
I actually know who all didn't show up because everyone that got, so we had a ticketing system. So everyone that got a scoop, they had to meet me or register.
So that's pretty organized, right? So it's just a ticketing system who came and who did not.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Okay.
know the ones that, parents are very smart. They sent their just their kids. They didn't, the
Yeah.
kids didn't show
No, I'm like, hell no, this is $4 people.
I would love that.
There were so many people on the list. Parents did not come, just their older kids came.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, my parents signed in. I was like, okay, great, here you
Yeah.
go.
I would have brought my friends.
Be here.
Then what do I do
Okay. All right. Remember, what was the event for?
for the kids?
For the kids, right? It's for the kids. It's an ice cream truck, right? It's not a wine and cheese. Okay. It's for the kids. The kids enjoyed them, right? The parents sent them,
Yes.
hopefully, right? They weren't just, oh, what's that free ice cream? Other than neighbor kids, right? So, okay, so you know who came and who did not. Okay, so let's cover each one, right? So the ones that came, right? You know who they are. You know the email or text to send, right? Hey, thanks for coming. I'm not sure if I had said, hello to you, right? Hope the kids enjoyed the time, right? Looking forward to seeing you at the next event. Please make sure you say hello, right? Something like that, right? It's up to you what you're going to write. If you want the exact words, call me later and we'll give you the exact words. But you have to be able to craft your own manner of speaking.
Remember that $4?
Practice that, right? And now you got to save that somewhere. Next time, right? So when you're having events, did you have any giveaways or something that they can take home?
Yeah, we had like crayons and like coloring.
Does he have your name?
Yes.
Like where they okay? So again, perfect, right? Like for Halloween, I have a bag of like 3 candies, right? Squares with business cards. And I drop that off, when kids come door knocking. I mean, trick or treating. So a Ziploc bag, sealed. They know where the candy came from.
Smart.
Okay, right? Okay.
Can I add something?
Yes. Okay.
I've had that in the past where we gave stuff away to the kids. And what I did so that they had to go get their parents is allergies. So I'd ask them, like, if they wanted the ice cream, I'll tell them you have to bring your parent back. And then when the parent came, I say, oh, we just wanted to double check that it was okay. Your kids got ice cream. And also if they had any allergies. So it gives you an opportunity to speak.
That's Costco rule.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because when you have the free food at Costco, right?
Yeah.
They say, is your parents here, right?
Yeah.
It's because of that. Because
But
how do you know, right?
Place of
Yeah.
care and
Yeah.
concern because
You may need a waiver next,
Yeah.
right? But again, there are those type of things. Yeah. Peanut allergies, right? There's a lot, gluten allergies. I don't know. So again, that's a great point. Thank you, Jess. So again, it's that. There's some things that you can do to improve. See, this is part of improvement, right?
And then with your email, when you message them, one of the things too is you can tell them I'd love to get you set up for when I have other free community events.
Yeah.
I'll be sending you more info, or if you would like to be included or something, that's like to let them know you'll do it again in the future.
Yeah. By the way, let me know if you're interested in, so I can keep in touch, about the next community event or neighborhood event, right? Whichever word you want to use, right? Right.
Yeah.
Because when you're marketing, right? Okay. You have a headline. In this case, ice cream event, right? You have, the purpose of it, right? So normally 2-3 sentences, right? And then you have a call to action. When you're marketing, those are 3 important things, right? Headline, something to grab them. Did you know about this? Have you heard about this, right? Come to our ice cream event, right? Number 2, see, 2 or 3 sentences that talks about that event or whatever you're sharing, right? And number 3 is, hey, call me, text me, sign up, okay? Limited time. Remember? What's on my text, right? I put limited time, right? I don't know. Where's the text? Who got the text about the California parks? How many of you guys remember? Can you pull it up?
Oh yeah.
What does it say? Let's start with that, right?
Hi there. Is that what you're talking
Yeah. Huh? Right? Who's fast on their right? So this is the past basically, right? Yeah. What does it say?
Hi there, I want a free 2026 entry passport pass to visit 30 California historic parks and museums. Ask me how to get your free pass, limited time. Visit an authentic California mission. Learn about California's gold rush and discover the stories unveiled by over a million historic artifacts around the Golden State.
Okay,
And then
so-
put my business
See?
card. What?
Man, you should see that. Okay. Okay. See, some of you guys are pretty fancy, right? So basically, this is the this is the way it is, right? It's this park system, right? That yeah. So text me or text me and I'll connect you with her. So that way she can text you what she has. Camelia?
Is it?
Yeah, I'll swear.
Are you on the track?
Yeah. I don't think so. Not yet. So text me, right? And we'll show you what it is, right? Yeah. So basically, it was a text we sent last week to all our COIs, right? Or people we wanted to send this to, right? See who would engage. And then there's a follow-up text that says, here's your pass, sign up here, right? And they got this, right? And someone called Twinkle says, hey, it doesn't work. And now we tested it, it does work. Okay? Because that's what you want, right? If people says it doesn't work, then you need to, help them, right? Yeah. So basically it's 30 parks, right? So you guys need to sign this up, right? So next week, either you do it or you don't. Right? Right? Okay, because again, it's like that 20% discount at Home Depot for paint. Either you do it or don't. You share or not. Sharing is caring. Right? Remember, these are things that other things you can do that doesn't cost much money, if any. Right? But if you want to spend money, there's lots of ways for us to spend money, right? But I want you guys to do things that are simple, that's quick and easy, that you can share with people. Right? And all you're looking for is engagement. Right? They say, that, because okay, we'll talk about different things also. Okay. So that was the other thing, right? Okay. So this week, what's happening this week?
4th of July.
4th of July weekend, right? So what's your messaging to people like this week? Start with the A, right? So Emma says, my nephew and my ex-boyfriend, right? Okay. How many of you guys, who else do you guys have on your A's? Give me an example that's not your ex-boyfriend. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some ideas, right? I'm gonna do it for like coworkers, okay?
Friend, but he lives in Chicago.
Okay, perfect. Chicago, right? I have clients that moved out of state. They're on my newsletter system, okay? Because I'm gonna look for future referrals, right? Okay. Or when I go to Chicago, hey, I'm gonna be in Chicago, in July. Any suggestion for a nice hotel or hey, let's grab dinner. You reconnect with people. Sometimes they want you to stay over at the house, right? I typically don't, but it's an invitation, right? But that's what you want. You're building relationships. We don't know where future business is going to come from. If you choose not to keep in touch with that person, then okay, fine. Then you have to find somebody else. But to me, a relationship that's already there is already there. You can build on that easier, right? But if you don't want to touch base with them, don't, right? Let them go. That's okay. If Emma says, it's my ex-boyfriend, forget it, right? But hey, if it was a good relationship and I knew his family, then that's my clients, right? Just because we didn't work out doesn't mean I can't help your family, right? I mean, if that's what you want,
Right.
you can build a relationship with people if
I
that's
might
what
as
you
well
want.
talk to her today.
Okay, that's okay. I have clients. So I met them, they didn't like me. My wife didn't like me. I told you guys that before, right? Right? Today is our wedding anniversary, but yet I'm here. There's a reason why we'll talk about that. Right?
Your wife didn't like you, Greg?
And I saw.
I didn't hear that story. I'm curious now.
Okay. So okay, all right. That's a side note. Okay, but we'll explain to that. Okay, why I brought that up because you guys need to know how to take advantage of that. Twinkle just got married, right? That's a big database that you need to be marketing to, right?
My mom to start because a lot of her friends came from here.
Mhm.
So I've asked her to give me all their addresses.
Yep.
Because they know she has them.
Yeah. You got their address, name and address, right? And now you got to get their phone number and email. And then reintroduce yourself by saying, hey, thanks for coming, right? Not, hey, thanks for coming. By the way, I'm a real estate agent. No.
Boredom.
As much as possible, real estate is 30 in our conversation. Personal, social, business, right? Okay.
For coming.
Yeah. So now, past coworkers, right? Okay. if you don't have their address, you can easily get it because there's a relationship there. And if they don't want to give it, it's because like, why do you want to know? People are normally that way. You know, they're skeptical. They're not. It's not because they don't trust you. Maybe I don't know, right? But usually it's because they're skeptical. Like, why do you want my address? So now you have to show them the benefit, right? Because it's what's in it for them, right? Like, why am I giving you this? You know, I need something back, right? So now you have to be able to tell me, hey, the reason I'm asking is because, as you know, I left, you know, Costco, Google, you know, Meta, you know, I got laid off, you know. Now I'm actually doing real estate full time. Are you doing real estate full time?
Yeah.
Or because remember,
Yes.
if you say part time, not good, right? So full time, right? If that's what you are, even can you have two full time jobs?
Yes. It's the Bay Area. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you something.
Yeah?
I can. That's the reason I left.
Yeah. Well-
Tom Ferry says, diluted attention is diluted results.
What is it?
Diluted attention is
Diluted.
So you can't have a kid and you can't have a job at the same time.
No. Okay.
not good.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is.
The point there
It
is,
also takes 5
in my
years.
opinion, you can have two full time jobs.
It also takes about 5
Right,
years
right,
to.
right. Let me explain, right? What did you say, Emma? Or who said that?
It was
I said it takes anywhere from 45 years to build a business, they say, usually.
4 to
Nope.
5 years.
No. Here's the thing, right? You can be successful in real estate immediately, right? Okay. The reason why I say you can have two full time jobs, right, is because you can focus on multiple things. Now, when Tom Ferry says, you know, that, or is it diluted focus or efforts equals diluted results, right?
I don't understand.
Yes, that is true. Because remember, how long does it take you to become a great agent, right? Better than someone else, right? You can learn the business. It's just how fast you're going to learn it, right? Like how well do you know 1031 exchanges, capital gains tax, anything? How well do you know the contracts, right? You can learn real estate very quickly, 30 days. The next thing is now when you meet the public, how do you speak? How do you sound? How knowledgeable are you? You know, you can learn an area. You know, if I get a lead and I don't know an area, I can learn the area in one day. Comparables, right? I will preview every single home that I need to see to compare, right? Okay. In real estate is something that you can market yourself as a good agent, right? But the main thing is you have to, when the likability factor is important, the trustworthy can develop, right? But then you have to deliver on what you promise, right? Okay. So the problem of most agents is not because they don't know how to deliver the service. The problem with most agents or is the lack of effort in the beginning of finding clients. That's number one, right? It's because they don't have a system to find clients or to nurture clients, right? Now, can you do enough business just doing open houses every single day?
Yes.
Yeah. We have agents. Talk to Jason, his first year or two. How many open houses did he do? Okay. Some of our top agents, that's what they did. That was their mobile office. They put out 5 to 10, you know, sometimes more signs, and they wait for people to come in. But they're door knocking before and after, and then they're engaging when people come in, and they have a lead follow-up system after. Right? Because if someone comes in, how can you convert them? And why did they do the open house? That's their mobile office. There's a greater chance of people finding you at an open house than in your office or at home. So are you willing to put in the time to put out the signs and just wait? Now, while you're waiting, what are you doing?
Working.
Working, right? Calling, learning, other things. But you're out of the house and out of the office. Make sense? You're putting your 8 to 10 to 12 hours.
Do you think that like anything you do consistently
Mhm.
and you fine tune works?
Yes.
Right. Do you think that someone could be successful doing open houses without the door knocking before or after?
No, because if you just sit there, you cannot control how many people will come in. Sure, if it's a busy intersection, yeah. But to me, the purpose of the open house is so you can prospect for the open house.
Your reason to knock.
The reason to or not,
Mhm.
the reason to put it on your post on your social media, okay, is to get eyes to you,
Sure.
right? Because you're marketing to the public. That's why with Twinkle, she didn't put the social media in social media. I would have put it in the social media. Right.
That's a $4 a scoop of ice cream.
They still need to call me, right? So why won't you have your past clients on that list?
What
Right.
did she put on social media? Sorry, I wasn't following.
She did an ice cream event, like ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Right. $4 a scoop. Right. Now, why would you not put that on social media? Right. Like, hey, we're doing a neighborhood event. Come see me. Right.
You do it now.
Well,
Yeah.
You just had a very successful.
yeah, I already have a video that I'll be promoting that we
Yeah.
had an event, but I was just,
Yeah.
my fear
So,
was other
Too
people.
many people will come. Right. Like, hey, I'll have a the-
Control for the budget.
okay. So I personally would have sent it, right?
Yeah.
Because how many of them, hey, call me to reserve a spot?
Yeah.
Don't just show up.
I would have told them
Yeah.
to message you for the location.
Yeah.
That's how you control it.
So you have, just like your ticketing, you have to put controls on things. Okay. When we have a barbecue here, I see people like, it's not an agent, but we feed them. I'm not gonna say no, right? Okay. If you don't recognize the kids, again, that's where controls comes in, right? So I would put in social media because it tells people what you're doing, right? Now, if you don't, you don't. I don't post everything, but it gets there somehow, right? You're doing the afters, you have videos, that's great. Now you might get some people saying, how come you didn't invite me? Right? See, you don't ever want to do that. See, what my wife hates me when I invite people. I said, they're not coming. I still want to let people know about it, like a family party or something, right? Same thing. To me, the more people know, the better. But yeah, I'm prepared if they come.
Yeah.
Right? So
Google form
That's what I
for social media, and I told them to click the link in bio, but they don't get the address until
Yeah.
the RSVP, so you can
Okay.
control
okay.
when people come.
Yeah. So you can use Google Sheets or Google Form, right? There's other tech stuff that you guys know better than me. Okay. Right. So again, they have to call you to get information. That's why that first text, hey, would you like your free pass? I don't say, hey, here's your free pass. No. If you like your free pass, limited time, call me or text me or let me know. Right? I want engagement. If they don't engage me this time, guess what? Next time, I'm gonna see who engages with me or not. Right? And this is very simple. Right? I said, okay, so when we sent this out, we said send it to everybody on your phone. Right? Start with the A's, right? Send it, copy and text. And it just says hi there. If I know, hi Rishan, I can change it. But it was just hi there. That's what to my family members, hi there. Hey kids, some of them, right? Again, send it and see who engages. Majority will not engage because either they don't see the value or they don't understand what it is.
Or they think it's spam.
They think it's spam, but it's coming from me.
No.
But if it's from Follow Up Boss, they may think it is. I don't know, right? Right? So again, but even some of my relatives, they're like, okay, what is that you sent me? Did you read the text? Right? So again, engagement. Okay, simple. So 4th of July. How many years this year? 250, right? Yes, 250, right? It's been a big marketing. So how do we use that marketing? 250 years, right? Independence Day, right? How do we create that into a text now? Right? So I created a text. It just says, hi there, what are your plans for the 4th of July weekend? Did you know? So which day are you taking off, Friday or Monday?
That's not
Right. Right? That's it. Yeah. So what are your plans for the 4th of July weekend? Are you taking Friday or Monday off?
San Francisco, above the Golden Gate, they're gonna have fireworks, and this is only the third time they're gonna have massive fireworks.
All right. So now fireworks is a big thing for 4th of July. Right? So now I'm looking. So I said, are you taking Friday or Monday off? Right? Greg Nassau, Interior Real Estate 510, the simple, if not that fancy thing. So I'm going to find out from Camille how she did her business card, right? Because that's fancy. Yeah.
Okay.
I need that, right? So So now I'm looking for engagement, right? So I asked them, are you taking Friday or Monday off? It doesn't matter where they engage. Hey, by the way, where are you watching fireworks? Yeah. And then see now if with one of those they should engage. If they still don't engage, I'm done with them for this week, this month.
So you don't wait for them to reply. You just send the where you're watching is one message.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. Yeah. You take month. So I'm asked, some people, why do you ask? Well, like, I don't know where they're having it, And if they say something, hey, by the way, if I know like which ones are doing it, I'll send a link. There are links that shows like the Bay Area. Go to the news website. They have a list of where they are, or maybe you want to say, hey, let's go see here, or I'll be going here. You're looking for engagement, so it's up to you what you're going to say.
You can actually add this. So this one says Golden Gate Bridge will light up with fireworks for just the third time ever.
Okay. Right. So the Golden Gate Bridge, right? So, right?
I just found it on Instagram.
Right. So do me a favor, send that to me, and then I'll send it to the group, right? So here's the thing, right? It's just like this. Someone sent this to our group, and then I just personalized it and I shared, hey, this is what I sent out. You go send it because there's someone who did it. All right. So we're sharing just like this. Now it's the Golden Gate fireworks. That's a big thing, right? Now, if you have something bigger, share, and maybe we can do that,
Where
right?
would you watch it? There's so many parks that
Yeah.
overlook
Golden Gate
Park,
right?
Fort
So-
Mason.
Let's talk about that later. Okay. So now you send that. So can you Google where you're gonna watch it, right? Best site for the Golden Gate fireworks. Share, right? Again, engage with each other, not just me, not just your clients, but this is where I'm saying, we're create this mastermind to where there's so many things we can do. You don't have to buy Google Leads or Zillow Leads, but you can. I know people who do it, but you got to have the budget and the skills to convert that, right? Okay. But as simple as these little things, right? So 4th of July, you already have your message for the week, right? Hey, what are your plans? Hi there, what's going on? Hey, by the way, what are your plans for this long 4th of July weekend? Are you taking now? If you don't want to say, are you taking Friday or Monday off? Delete that, right? You can just say, hey, by the way, where are you guys watching fireworks this year? Foster City decided not to have it. So again, there's a list you can have. But this is, the Golden Gate one. I heard about that, but now she has a nice Instagram thing. I'm gonna take a look at it, see if I can use that as my send off, right? Yeah. But bottom line is we're looking for engagement. Every week there's usually a message I'm sending, right? Like we had Father's Day, 2 weeks ago, right? It was about that. So messaging. You go through the A's. So now she had her nephew. Can she send that? Ex-boyfriend?
If you're in good terms.
Past co-workers? Send it and see what happens. That's my point. You do this and you tell me what happens. If they say something good or bad, let me know. Then we can improve. Right? So just text me, right?
Would you consider this engagement lead generation?
Yes.
Okay.
Right? It's engagement, right? If they're engagement, that's a conversation. That's what we have. If they ignore my text, it was like an email that they didn't get answered. We don't really count that, right? If we don't get engagement,
Yeah.
it's not not furthering that relationship. Remember, this is all personal, social.
Yeah.
They know I'm a realtor. That's where the marketing comes in,
That's true.
right? They're getting my newsletter. They're seeing my posts. When I send them an email, it has Intero Real Estate on it, or realtor, right, or something, right? So they can never say, "I didn't know you're still doing real estate."
That makes sense.
Right?
Mhm.
That's why I don't believe in giving quarterly market updates. Sure, we might say, hey, interest. By the way, what do you remember your interest rate? I know because a year ago they told me they refi. But why do I ask as if I didn't know?
To bring it up.
Conversation. Because now I can talk about, hey, by the way, what's your interest rate? They tell me and say, but hey, you actually got a great rate. Because today's rate is this. Ask about them before you share news about the business. Make sense? Hey, I'm just calling you to let you know what interest rates are doing. Hey, I'm just calling you to let you know, the market's great. They're getting those news in different places. You ask about them, about their Ford. Hey, what are you guys doing this summer? What are the kids doing this summer? Are the kids going camp again? From last, because they went to camp last year, 2 years ago, right? That's where that database comes in. Do you have a database that you're using or where you keep your notes? Follow Up Boss, right? Yeah. You guys might sell me on Follow Up Boss, right? But it's still not, it doesn't have enough fields to that. But I know you can add them.
Yeah.
But I haven't done it yet, right? But yeah, Follow Up Boss, it's great. That's why we've added to your tech package, right? As part of the little fee that you guys pay, okay? Because we believe in it, right? But Rev is supposed to be getting as good, but we don't know, right? We know Follow Up Boss, okay? It's real estate specific, but I'm starting to like Referral Maker, but we'll see, okay? But bottom line is you have to have a database of the information. Okay, like today, wedding anniversary, right? Some of you guys remember because some of you guys texted me this morning, right? Did you see? Was there a happy anniversary on my Facebook or you just saw? I saw her, my wife.
She was a friend, but I saw your picture and I was
Okay.
like, oh, she looks like a baddie.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. See, I have a trophy wife.
you
Got
do.
first place though. See, some people have trophy wives, but
Yeah.
it's not first place.
She gives black cat. So what you said made sense.
All right, okay. So, yeah, see, everybody has a trophy wife, right? It's just what place they took. Was it a participation trophy? Just kidding. Right? Okay. That's a joke, okay? So, anyways, all right. So today, last night, this weekend, I had plans, right? And so she got busy. So she didn't mention anything about our anniversary, right? So I tested it, right? Like, will she remember? So at midnight, like on 12:10 last night, we were still awake, right? I said, hey, let's pop in this movie. I usually pop in our DVD, right? Of the wedding, right? Yeah, so we watched the movie and then later on I say, hey, let's watch the second movie. It's a DVD. So, as it's playing, I told her, happy anniversary. She's like, what? When? What? Yeah. So she didn't remember it was that day. Remember, I told you guys a couple years ago, 1 year, I forgot that day. I knew I had the reminders, but somehow the day went, it was it was late, right? But anyways, so she said, yeah, I know when our wedding was, but I didn't know it was today. So she didn't have a reminder, right? But bottom line, my point is this, right? How many weddings have you attended? Right?
In our whole life?
Yeah.
Oh,
right. So here's my thing. Are those people important?
No.
Then they should be in your database.
Yeah.
Right? How many birthday parties have you attended? That should be in your database. Right?
When you say that, do you mean like for the birthday? If I get invited, like
Hmm?
my goal,
Like who? Who invites you? Like whose birthday?
the person, right?
Okay.
But any event that I go to, I make it a point to at least converse with 3 to 5 people.
Yes.
But not like forced, right? But that's the goal. I want to try to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe those people.
Yeah.
3 to 5.
Okay. So, you get invited to a party, right? So that person's in your database, I'm assuming, right? Monthly newsletter. Everybody has to be on the monthly newsletter, guys. Okay. The reason is because no one else does a newsletter in our area, right? No one else markets a monthly every single month without fail. That newsletter, I just get a bill for it, about $1,200, $1,500 a month, depending on how many people. I just get billed. It goes out the first week. Okay. I'm on vacation, wherever it goes out. Okay. That's just one system. Okay. You got to automate your business. Okay. Some people are good with social media. Great. Try to find a way to automate that. Some people use VAs or some companies that automatically post. But for me, no one does. See, I teach you guys to do things that other agents are not doing. I cannot compete in social media. Everyone's there. So how do I stand out? You might be able to stand out somehow because you know technology. Great. But bottom line is you got to talk to people. The newsletter shows them you know real estate. Take a look at the newsletter and tell me what you don't like, which article you don't like. I guarantee you. Yeah, go to tpmco.com, right? And you'll see it, okay? Okay, so let me start to wrap up here, okay? Okay.
To your house.
Here's the thing, okay? number one, we've been talking about you guys got to talk to more people. You need to add more to your database. So the comment of, hey, I'm at a party. How do I engage people?
Ford.
Yeah. Right?
Ford. I use the Ford script.
Ford the script, right? Friends and family, occupation, recreation, dreams, right? Usually it's like, hey, so how do you know, Rishan, we work together. Oh, where? Right? I know where he works, but I still ask, oh, where? Why do you ask questions, open-ended questions to get them talking, to get them comfortable? Yeah, perfect example. So now, how do you get their phone number? How do you get their address?
I usually add them on
Ooh,
social
okay.
media.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's just my
Yeah. Some of you guys say, hey, what? So what do you guys say? So are you on Facebook or how do you guys open this?
Just ask them, are you on Instagram or socials?
Yeah.
If we're having if it does go to real estate, I will 100% get their phone number.
Yeah.
But if it's like a lesser conversation about real estate, I throw them onto Instagram and then I'll send them a private DM after that's like, hey, it was so great to meet you, because I do post a lot of social media stuff.
Yeah.
And if we keep the dialogue going, then I'll.
Are you on Facebook or Instagram or both? Or where are you on social media?
Facebook, TikTok,
I'm
Instagram.
gonna start to follow her just to see, right? To maybe get ideas, right? That's what you want. Follow agents, guys, not just here, but other areas, and see what they do. If that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to tap into, that social media thing, right? Okay, or just get ideas or mastermind.
I don't
Different
think
thing.
social media hurts when it's free.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
just have to post consistently.
Okay, yeah. And with social media, once a month is enough, right? Some of you guys do once a week. Some do once a day.
Once a
It's
month.
up to you.
Once a month is not enough for social
No.
media.
No.
Okay. Again, if that's your strategy, right?
Hmm.
Right? See, here's the thing. You got to be everywhere.
Yeah.
That's my point. So remember, one of the classes I told you, you need to be on all, there was 10 sites you need to be. You need to have Snapchat. I showed you guys logos, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the thing. When you're here, the way the internet works, the more places you are, the more likely you'll be found. Can we agree? I'm not saying Snapchat, Google, or whatever every day. Or do you have a LinkedIn account? Are you even on Instagram? So you can open other Instagram text stuff, right? Or do you even have a Facebook?
YouTube.
YouTube, right? Yeah, every virtual tour you have should be on YouTube. You guys know that?
No.
There's actually not many
Yeah.
agents dominating YouTube
Yeah.
in this area.
Bottom line is you got to be everywhere so people can find you, right? If you want to be found. Now, don't start spending all the money to be everywhere now. Start one step at a time. If you want to, some people don't want to be on social media. That's okay. But I say, hey, just have an account. Don't even post. Add people on your timeline that you like. People will see you because other people are posting. Like people will tag you, right? That's how people know where I am because people tag me. I'm like, right? And guess what? It pops up on people's feeds, right? That's all my social media is. Some of you guys have great social media strategies already. Great, right? Maybe I'll learn something from there, right? The bottom line is there's a lot of resources. Success leaves clues, right? You have to figure out what you want to do, and then how can we improve? Okay. So, so here's a question that I have as we move forward. Are you talking to enough people? If not, we need to get that number up. Okay. Yep, to 25 people, right? Do you know how many people you're talking to every day in real estate? Like, even not specific real estate, but you talk to. Do you have a number? Yeah. How many conversations do you think you have every day? Real estate and not real estate.
God. It
Yeah.
depends on the day. Some days I don't want to talk, but
Yeah, right. That's okay.
I usually make a
Yeah.
conscientious effort 5 days a week, but
Yeah.
I also talk to a lot of people on social media.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say maybe 50 to 70.
Yeah. So you're
conversations.
50, 75 engagements, right?
Yeah.
That's why I call engagements, right? Either phone call, door knocks, exchange texts, right? Okay. You got to get to, at least 25 conversations every single day, minimum, right? 50 is great, right? 100 is where if you're doing social media stuff, right? That can be done so easily to where you should be able to engaging with 100 people. how many guys like people's stuff? That's engagement, right? Okay. If I find out it's Twinkle's birthday, I don't post on her page. I call her or I DM.
I'll send a video.
Right?
Here's Twinkle, happy birthday.
Right? Some of you guys will do that. Some of you guys like, that's not me. Then don't do it. Now figure out some other engagement that you can do. Make sense? Right? If you're a like person, that's who you are. At least that's something. But you got to be able to do a lot of more likes than 25, because that's not engagement.
Yeah.
Make sense?
When I have conversations, though,
Okay.
it's like actually talking to
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, I was listening.
Yeah.
Not just
So, some of you guys are good. You're talking to enough people. Now, can you do it consistently, day by day, 5 days a week, 250 days in a year?
I have 4.7 thousand friends on Facebook, and I interact with them every
Good. But here's the
day.
thing, right? When you interact with them, right? Are you able to get their names, phone numbers, email, right, and the address? So now you can market them. Just because we're friends on Facebook
sure.
doesn't mean I'm the best realtor that you need to be calling. That's where the marketing comes in. That's where to me the newsletter comes in, and the personal engagement. I'm not talking about, hey, send me your business all the time. It's, hey, you want to pass? Hey, just wondering what you're going to do, right? Different things. Okay. Remember, you got to be engaging with people at least once a quarter, if not once a month. And to me, the newsletter is one way, right? If you have emails, social media, that's another way. 32 times a year, you should be touching people.
How do I set up the newsletter, Craig?
I'll address that at the end. Okay. All right. So now, if you're talking to enough people, now the question is, how can you nurture that relationship? And that's through personal conversation, social engagements, right? And that's where, to me, in putting it on social media, because if she has 5,000 people, I don't know how many you have, you send that out. How many do you think will come back to you and say, hey, yeah, I'd like to go? Right? Right? How many?
Sometimes
Nice.
algorithms will miss.
Not, and plus, you must sign up. You must RSVP. Right? How many? Right? I sent out over 500 invites. At least 60 that I know of signed up. Right? Now the others, there's a follow-up. I'm going to call them. Not because of this. I'm going to call them about 4th of July weekend. Right? And ask them, hey, by the way, did you see my text about the California parks? I'm going to remind them about it and see where it goes from there. Right? But that'll be the end of it. I remind them about the July 6th deadline, right? That it ends this weekend, and see what happens. All right? Okay. For instance, how many of you guys do miles and points with your credit cards? You guys do that? Right? There's some strategies you can learn. I know some people who does that, and there's some that I share with them because I know who they are. Because the database says, points and miles good. Right? There's some people that I remind, hey, did you see this great deal? Did you sign up for this credit card? Right? Yeah. You don't have that conversation with everybody. Only the ones that engaged with you previously. Right? Like, what do you guys do for fun? What do you do for fun outside real estate?
Dance and festivals.
Okay, dancing festival. Outside your work, what do you see?
Watch TV.
Watch TV, right?
Oh, church.
James.
Go to church.
Like that.
Karaoke.
Karaoke, badminton, right? So with all of those, right? That's fun, right? Now you got to figure out, how can I do business in that realm, right? So watch TV at home, right? Can people find you?
No.
No, right?
The
Now, here's the thing. Okay. Sometimes on Sundays during football season, supposed to be at home, right? Watching TV. I have my laptop, right? Engaging them on social media or something, or doing text, right? So you can be at home working, but you can do that anywhere else, right? Okay. That's my point. You got to have enough people to engage to where you cannot tell me, I ran out of people today. It's because I don't want to talk to anyone today. Yeah. Okay. Or I'm doing something more fun. Because at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, could I have spoken to more people today?
Always.
Because if I don't have enough business, it's because I did not talk to enough people today.
Yeah, I was
Right.
at the post office. I was at the post
Okay.
office, and I met a lady there, and she said she was interested in. I was just talking to her, just being like friendly, and she said she was interested in selling her townhouse, and I was like, okay, wow, they're everywhere.
Right. See, the key is, what do you do with all your encounters? So she met someone at the post office.
I gave her a card.
You gave a card.
Yeah.
Did you get her contact info?
No, I didn't.
You know what her townhouse is? It's that. We meet a lot of people, but we're not able to get. Right? Right? Yeah. So now, Emma, you got to learn how do I get that info? That's where scripting comes in, practicing it, and showing value. So remember, wherever you go, you're gonna have you want to be able to be ready for an encounter. That's an encounter, but no engagement, because the engagement comes in. What can I give you? So you can give me something back.
What could I have said to got her information?
Okay. Before I answer, how could she have gotten the information?
Figured out why she was selling and what her motivation was, and
Right.
figure out a way to problem solve.
Motivation, urgency, and dollars.
Yeah.
Right. So she said, "Oh, how did she say actually? Did you say I'm a realtor?"
Yes, and I gave her my card, and I told her
Yeah,
if she
great.
has any questions to call me.
Okay, right? Call me if you have any questions, right? So now that's pointing on them. So how could she have gotten, what value could she give her? Remember the fair trade items, guys? Right? Fair trade? What can I give you? So what could she have offered that lady?
I could probably have offered her like a market analysis.
A market and home valuation, right? By the way, Emma, when was the last time you had the house appraised?
Mm-hmm.
Not can I give you a free CMA?
Right.
Because remember, we want to use words that trigger things in. That's why I don't say, hey, would you like to get a current market value appraisal of your home? Current market value appraisal of your home. Use that in your languaging, okay? Instead of a comparative market analysis, market value appraisal of your home, okay? Because appraisal, that triggers things in people's mind, right? Like an appraiser, right? Okay. Now, a market value appraisal, is that a formal appraisal? No. It's a CMA, right? See, when you use words that shows, more values to something, that's marketing, right?
Yes.
Have you guys ever thought of selling water?
No.
Right? Yeah. That's
I never
marketing.
thought we were going
Right?
to sell water from now.
Right? Water is free for the most part, right? But the point is, if you can sell water, you're good at marketing, right? So now as they meet other realtors, right, you have to differentiate yourself. So yeah, you should have offered them a market value appraisal. Oh, I already have that. My friend's a realtor. Oh, perfect, great. Hey, by the way, are you doing any improvements to the property to increase the value of your home? See, you got to give them things to think about. Oh yeah, we're actually remodeling that, right? Okay, by the way, hey, when do you think the home might be ready? Right? Go back to the motivation, urgency, and dollars, right? Oh, what value did your friend set on the property? Interesting. Do you think you can get that? See, you talk about it, but never, if someone is thinking of selling, you better get their address and phone number, right? Some of you guys know that enough. The key is, are you able to do it? Don't be afraid to ask, right? My wife, like I said, if I didn't ask her, but I didn't say, hey, would you like to go out on a date? No, you befriend her.
And
You change that that conversation in her head. I don't like you. You're rude. These guys, next time you meet my wife, you could test her for the stories I share with you guys. Okay. But bottom line is, here's the thing, right? You got to engage. Okay, Emma, everybody, you got to be able to engage. Show your value, right? If you're at a party, what can you give people? How can you get someone's phone number? Right? Some of you guys are good at it, right? How can you get people's? My wife got into ABC News because there was a, you know, one of the lifeguards ran over one of the people on the beach. Okay, that's another story for later. But my point is, you can engage with people, right? If you're looking for engagement, right? So let's talk about that. Where are you guys getting stuck with regards to the engagement part or the conversion part?
I'm getting stuck. Well, I did an open house this weekend, and there's this lady. She's interested, but I told her I was going to send her the disclosures, but she's saying stuff like, well, I have my in-laws. I need
Yeah.
they may put some money, help me put some money down, and then they're saying, and then I have some stocks in my company, but I still haven't figured out how that works, and I'm going to contact them. So I get a lot of that, and I get also a lot of I'm already working with an agent,
All right.
So
These are all objections or what we call fluff, right? Things people say
Get you
to
off their back.
what?
Get you off their back.
Get them off your get you off their back or to hide the real reason, right? We can't help people if they don't want to be helped. Yeah. If I don't go to the doctor, like my doctor says, hey, I need you to take these pills now, that. I said, no. Yeah, we'll do something else, right? Because I don't like the side effects, right? Bottom line is, if people don't want to visit us, like they say, I already have an agent. Oh, perfect. Who's your agent? See if it's real, right? You uncover you got to get the clouds out, right? You got to see the bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge.
So did your agent give you their business card to give to me?
Yeah. By the way, who's your agent? Okay. Be careful about challenging them, right? Question their thinking, question what they're doing, right? The customer is always right. So in this case, who's your agent? Oh, great. Hey, by the way, did your agent show you the disclosures? And let me send it to you, right? Yeah. See if there's engagement. It's not that much work to send it, right? Unless it's a lot of work, then don't offer something, right? Offer things that's easy to do, right? And to where you can, because I believe I can convert you. That's always my goal, is to convert you, right? Okay. Because I believe your agent's not going to do enough. Now, later on, I may figure out, I don't want you as a client, right? Then you let them go, right? But if you think there's possibility there, sharing is caring. Remember that. Okay. I'm not sure when. I've had people come to my open house, they use their agent. I got the listing. Why? It's because they saw how I did my open house, how I do it. Yeah, they already have the buyer agent. Fine. I show them how to sell a house. Or years later, their agent leaves the business, and that's my listing. I did not burn that bridge. Make sense? When the market was hot, I was telling people, go straight to the listing agent. You might get the house because it was like 50 offers, right? I wasn't going to be able to do it. I said, hey, see if you can do better with the listing agent. I'm postponing that commission for the future listing. That makes sense? Because I would never say don't go to the listing agent if I think that's the best strategy. If I'm buying a house and it's competitive, I'm going to go straight to the listing agent. Because I'm going to look at, hey, you're going to make more money because I'm going straight to you, right? Make sense? But of course, I have to be competitive, right? I still have to coach my client. Hey, make sure you tell them to write this offer, but go straight to them, right? Why not, right? So during COVID, that was my strategy. Eventually, they always come back. Like as I told you guys before, I challenge you to take any of my past clients because I treat them as my future client. Because just Mission can meet them anytime at an open house and they might convert them because they like them better. But because of my marketing, you're not going to convert them. And if that ever happens, it's my fault, not theirs. They did their job. I didn't do a good enough job keeping my clients. Make sense? Okay, right? Because this will happen. Because some of you guys will say, oh, that agent took my client. It was never your client until they sign the contract, but then it stops there. Once you close escrow, it's done. They're now someone's future client, either yours or somebody else. That's why, to me, the TPMCO's client follow-up, not just the newsletter, the 5-year program, okay? I'll touch on that a little bit later in case some of you guys are not doing it. But you got to be on a system to where your business is automating, to where it's long term. Okay. So finish up with Twinkle's ice cream event, right? I suggest posting before and after, right? But yes, as Jess mentioned, you got to have some sort of control, so you don't have a million people coming, right? And then from there is just following up after, right? Building for the next event, right? Okay, so you good with that now? You got some things to do, right? Okay. So what can I help with you guys with regards to your current prospecting? Why aren't you doing it enough? Why aren't you talking to enough people? Or not enough engagement?
What kind
Do you run out of time? No, right? So you can always talk to more people. Do you agree? Even talking to 50 to 100 people, can you talk to more?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so why aren't you, right? That's the mindset part, right? So
I think one of the struggles that I've been having lately
Mhm.
is finding more things to talk about.
Okay.
So I actually I keep looking around, I don't know why, that I have my folder in here, but there's a yearly planner
Mhm.
that I have because I do at least 3 or 4 events a year,
Okay.
plus putting in fluff like
Yeah.
this
Mhm.
in between. That's
Yep.
where I struggle, because the events, if
Mhm.
I'm locked in, I know I need to email, I know I need to call, I need to
Yeah.
text, but just being more prepared and planning out my year of, okay, on a month where I don't have a home buyer or home seller
Mhm.
seminar or an event going on, what kind of fluff can I talk about?
Okay. Remember, there's a day for everything, correct? Right? There's a day for everything. Like today is whatever, right? Right?
Today's whatever.
I don't know what it is today. I didn't check. Right? What is today, right? There's always like for instance, I always share about the hamburger day, right? Okay. Because
I see what you're saying.
right?
Yeah, like hot chocolate.
Yep.
I got
There's something to where you can talk about it and
Yeah.
then you know who to target.
Sure.
Right? Okay. I'm not gonna send, hey, free at Shake Shack, it's buy one, get one this week. They had that a couple weeks ago. Okay. I buy one, get one at Shake Shack. Okay. But I know who are my burger guys. Yeah. Right? Because it's in my notes, right?
Mhm.
They engaged before or they told me something and now that's who I'm sending to. And that's where to me the individual text comes in. I just pull up, top of dessert, hamburger. Who shows up? That's who I'm texting. I search the number, send, right? So that's where the CRM comes in. You know who likes what, who likes, going to the gym, who likes, specific movies, right? Like I told you guys before, right? I always offer people free tickets to cinema, right? But I pay for less than 100 tickets per year.
What's your strategy behind the Cinemark?
Hey, who do you know that would like tickets? Right now it was Toy Story 5, right?
Oh.
So I know who has kids, right? So I'll pick like my in this case it was like 50 people. I say, hey, to offer 50 tickets for the family. It's like, hey, let me know if the kids want to watch Toy Story. Right?
Do you call your A's, B's, and C? Is that like
Yes, that's one of them, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So you have the A clients, B clients, C clients, right? Some of you guys know about tiering it, right? We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. But yeah, you got to know who your best clients are.
Sure.
Right? You start with those first, right? And then if you have extra, then you spread it out, right? But yeah, it's getting tickets, okay? And some of you guys know that I get 20, because depending on if you have that Cinemark plan, you get 20% on concessions. So I tell them when I pay for the tickets, tell them, hey, when you say 20% of your concessions, tell them just scan this QR code. So this is my QR code, my membership card. I trust them enough, okay? It doesn't cost me anything. It's just they get saved 20%. So why not, right? So it's those little things, right? Now, if they engage in that, I know who I've been giving to or who said something, right? You know, yeah. Usually it's the kids' movies, like Moana's coming, right? Those type of movies, right? And again, it's up to you what you're going to give away. Usually, you have like a monthly giveaway, right? But some of you guys know that in Livermore, right? We have the whole theater, right? Once a month on a Thursday. I think it's the fourth Thursday of the month, where we take the whole theater. We invite clients. Our cost as agents only $2.50 per ticket. Right? So, okay. So again, my point is are we talking to enough people? And most of the time it's not. It's because we don't know what to say, right? So usually I pick a theme of the week, right? So like in this week it's 4th of July, right? If you know someone's birthday, right? You should know when that is, right? Because I asked some of the people, hey, how'd you know it was today, right? Oh, I have it on my calendar because they heard it in the past, right? Because I mentioned it, right? Now it's on their calendar because you can put calendars thing, right? It's like Facebook reminds you of someone's birthday. That's why the staff remembers whose birthday because they have a checklist on whose birthday today. Send them a greeting, right? And then you guys chime in, but don't chime in to where most of you guys will chime in like send reply all, right? Right? Some people will reply all. To me, that's the stupidest thing because, right? Reply just to the person's birthday. You don't have to reply all. That shows me like you don't know how to use, personalized messaging or something, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because sometimes people like there's 10 of them. Reply all, right? You see those. You guys know what I'm talking about. Personalize your messages, right? Okay. That's why if I see, oh, it's Brent's birthday today, I'm gonna call Brent first if I have his number, right? Worst case, I DM him, not put on his page, right? Because that's then I get lost, right? Like how many happy birthdays you get? Like now, some people they'll respond to each one of those, right? But in my opinion, you get lost, right? So that's why you need to be able to personalize your messaging. All right, guys. So don't try to do too mass stuff, right? That's why I believe in personal text, right? Right. I don't even use hit 'em up. I know, I'm thinking about it for other marketing, but
That's the individual texting, right?
hit 'em up is a group texting app.
But it'll personalize their name.
Yes, yeah. It's not gonna say like it's not like your group 10 people.
Sure.
Yeah, it's personalized. That's why it's 10 cents a piece, right? So it does that, right?
What is your hesitation? Because I was thinking about using it. What's your hesitation?
To me, number one is the cost, right? But to me, I can personalize a message. So if I know I'm sending this to you, right, I can change your name, right? Because I don't believe it will do like hi Jess, hi Rishan, hi Twinkle, hi Camelia. I don't think it'll
do that.
Not that I know of,
Okay.
right? It's just whatever your message is, you'll send it individually to a separate text.
That's nice.
Every single one? Okay, so I didn't know that.
Oh, you use it?
I got a message from it.
Oh, nice.
Does it say it came from Hit 'em Up, or does it say like?
No, it was just, but I think it comes as a new thread. That's something that I want to ask them.
Yeah.
If it comes as a new thread or existing. But it will say, hey, Twinkle,
Don't think it's gonna interject in a old way.
it has to create a new, so
Yeah.
that will create duplicates.
In text messages, but how did you know it was from him?
Because I spoke to the agent.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Some agents use it. Like I said, I've looked into it. It just to me, I need the history.
Yeah.
Right. I need to see who's engaging me. Yeah. So again, for some, it might work, like for your ice cream event or something.
Yeah, like a mass communication, like
Yeah.
Happy New Year, I would do hit 'em up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I don't really care to know what my previous conversation has been.
Good. Yeah.
But wouldn't that create the duplicates? So like, if you were talking to him in a thread and then you got a separate thread, wouldn't that be more, or would you just disregard the one that says Happy New Year and go back to your existing thread?
Correct. That's what you would do, right? You don't continue the conversation on the Happy New Year text.
Oh, and then with Hit 'em Up, what if you send a Happy 4th of July? Does that now create a second or third?
That's what I want to.
Does that make sense? It's like ongoing.
Yeah.
Thread.
So again, maybe AI will all put that together. I don't know, right? So that's just an idea, right? So again, there are different tech stuff that we can try to use. I'll tell you what I use and what I don't use, right? And then if someone says, hey, this is better, this is how I use it, that's how we're learning. That's where the mastermind comes in. Okay, all right. So where else are we getting stuck? With regards to, are we talking to enough people? Do we know what to say? And do we know how to engage and further the conversation? Okay, because that's where I think some people are getting stuck. Like, what do I say next? Right? Yeah. How's the market? If someone says, how's the market? What's your answer?
Depending on if you're looking, oh, sorry, good.
How would you guess? How's the market?
Depending, if you're looking to invest, buy or sell.
Okay.
What? I'm asking.
How, no, when you say it, right? I'm assuming you don't say it in that manner, right?
Oh, yes, well, okay.
Okay. So when someone says how's the market, right? Make sure you have energy, right? Right? Right. To me, I always say the market's great, right? And then I follow up. Because remember, when someone asks you a question, you answer. And then you get to ask the next question. Right? Don't go into some long soliloquy or some long statement. Be specific, be straight with your questions, right? Oh, the market's great. By the way, how are you thinking? How are you thinking about taking advantage of the current real estate market? How do you plan to take advantage of the current, changes in the market? Okay. So if you use words like that, okay, how do you plan to, take advantage of the changing market? Using like take advantage changing market will open things up in their mind to now ask you questions, engagement. Christian?
We call it, yeah, right, how's the market? The way to answer this is there are three things here.
Yeah.
Answer, explain, educate.
Yes.
Educate is always the last.
Answer when someone asks you the market, answer,
Yeah.
explain, educate.
The last.
Okay. That's sales. Okay. I don't know where'd you learn that?
At Amazon,
Okay.
but when we get questions all the time.
Yes.
You have to answer first,
Mm-hmm.
explain, if need be, educate is always
Yeah.
last. Some people just go into long-winded education.
Correct.
You don't do that.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
answer the question.
Right.
Because
So add there, the fourth step is close. Okay. Because some people will answer, the market's great. Explain a little bit, like, sales are up, this and that, right? To me, I ask the next question, right? So you answer, you ask the question, right? Then you restate. But make sure, the restate is where the education comes in, right? And just like you said, but the last thing people fail is the closing. Like they'll say, they'll say, everyone's making money, whatever. They'll educate somehow, but they don't know how to close it, right? And that's where, to me, is the market's great. How do you plan to take advantage of the changing real estate market, right? Because that'll open up questions, right? That's where it puts it all together. The education will come if they ask me questions. Well, what do you mean the market's changing? Or what do you mean market's great? I think that's where the engagement comes in. Because I've heard that before, right? You answer, right? You explain, you educate, right?
And then you forget the contact information.
And that's where, to me, be careful of the explaining education, because sometimes people go into long-winded, right? And that's why I want you guys to be able to ask better questions and learn to close sooner than later. And the close is like, hey, how do you plan to take advantage of the market? Or what kind of questions do you have about the market? Because they asked me about the market. So what specific questions do you have about the market? Right? Instead of explain what's happening in the market, so some people get there because they're avoiding the close, right? And the close is, hey, how can I help you? How can I help you take advantage of the market? Right? Because people are afraid of the end. No, I want to get the end so I can now problem solve. All right, everybody? Okay. So when we're door knocking, right, we have something to give them. You can door knock with this. Hey, have you heard about, so you have to set it up, right? Do you visit any state parks, state park museums? Would you like to get a free pass for up to, for the 30 parks or museums? Tamana, do you have a question? Right. Okay.
Orange.
Oh, Tamana, I'm not sure if you have a
No,
question.
no.
Okay, all right. Let me mute you then. Okay. Yeah. So it's this, right? Do you visit any museum parks? Or are you interested in visiting any museums? Find out, which ones of these that you like, right? And then ask them, hey, would you like to get a free pass? See, that's your value system, right? Have this. Bring this to a door knocking. Don't give this away because this is your own QR code. This is your own code, right? Okay. So, and it's hey, okay. There's a bunch of these that you can go to. Okay. So again, remember, a picture is worth $1,000 dollars.
I like the dollars better.
Okay. Don't tell them something you can show them. Okay, Brent? Right? Always show stuff. It's called show and tell. Hey, would you like one of these? Right? Door knock with with the buyer guides that we have. But don't give that away. Hey, would you like me to send you a copy? What's your email address? I'd love to get your feedback on it. What's a good number for us to chat on? What's your phone number? Right? So again, it's can you ask it? Brent?
So real quick, Greg, I did go out and I signed up with the Parks
Yes.
Association because you recommended, which I thought was brilliant. Go
Mhm.
try it yourself. But they kind of sent me an email back saying you've applied for an account. Did you get that back? And it said you've applied for an account. You'll hear back from us in the next 8 to 10 days.
No.
Well, okay. You had Twinkle's issue earlier, right? So I'll help you at the end, okay?
Okay.
We will do it on Zoom, okay? So I want to see what you're looking at. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So let's wrap up with this, right? It's now Monday,
Today's holiday.
hug holiday. Okay. So it's up to you. Right. Yeah, but some people would like that, right? You don't know who. So you just send that. Hey, did you know there's a day for everything? Today's hug holiday. See who engages. Right. Okay. So let's say I get it and I think it's stupid. What am I going to do? Stop sending it to me, or at least you have his phone number, right? I have like Camellia, right? Either I'll ignore it or I'll tell her to stop, right? Me telling her to stop is engagement. So now what can she do? She's not going to apologize. I'm sorry for sending it to you. No, because I tell you, I want you to remove. I'm sorry, right? Okay. I'll tell you a joke about that later. But about the word I'm sorry, right? Okay. For my married friends. So here's the thing, right? I don't want you guys to say I'm sorry. Because sometimes we apologize too much. Right? So what can she do? We'll give her an idea about that.
I'll
Okay.
send you another one tomorrow.
Okay. No, don't antagonize. All right. Okay. So let me ask two more questions then. Okay. If you're not talking to, okay, you need to talk to more people, right? Do you know where to find them? Right.
Mhm.
You guys have enough people you know. Now it's just a matter of you reaching out. So you guys, I want you guys to send that text just to starting this whole week. Hi there. So what are your plans for the 4th of July weekend? Right? Do you have Monday or Friday off? Right? Where do you plan to work? Where do you plan to watch fireworks this year? Put your name, Greg Nasal, Interior Real Estate, so that way they know it's who you are, right? And your phone number at the bottom. That's your signature line. Unless you have Camelia's business card, okay? We have to get on that system, okay? But again, that's more in your face. The card, you can do that once in a while, but not every message. But you can put your name in your every message so they know, right? Right? And AI will figure it out. Oh, suggest your name in case they don't have your phone number. So it's very easy, right? So send that. And I want to know, what engagement are you getting?
And it'll probably allow them to respond first before you send them a list of places.
Oh yeah, no.
Right? Watching.
I send that, right?
Yeah.
And I wait a day, right? Or even maybe Wednesday, right? And reconnect with some of them. But if it's like, if it's one of those, remember, these people probably have not engaged with you in the past, or
What's up, stranger?
yeah,
Sporadic.
yeah, sporadic. It could be like I said, I have phone numbers on my phone that I don't know who it is because it's old, or like somehow I got that number, right? So you send things like that and just see. Get rid of my phone number, right? I get some of those sometimes because someone changed their number, right? Okay. My goal here is for you to tell me, okay, this is what happened. What would you do?
I'm sorry, how do you mean?
For you guys to come up with problems and me help you overcome that problem. Okay. That's the same thing. When I was here, I would come up to, hey, this is what when I was door knocking, I'll go to my mentor, my manager, hey, this is what they said. What would you say? So they give me their scripts. I learn it. Next time I get it, I say something different. It's part of that continual learning. You have to be getting better every day. Last week, we spoke about your client, right? Who's going to have probate. right? Okay,
2 of them.
right? Now, if you don't know about probate, like I said, YouTube probate, how California probate process. There's a bunch of videos by lawyers there. It's good, right? ChatGPT, right? So you guys are so lucky that your education is at your fingertips. You have to be willing to search it. Ask ChatGPT, the internet. It's there. Like I always say though, whatever you find out, check back.
Yeah, there's some kind of.
Make sure the information is correct, right? Okay. Because sometimes you guys will tell me something, I have to research it to learn more about it. Because sometimes there are new things.
That's the last course.
Yeah.
I have 5 listings. Of the 5, 2 are probate,
Mm.
one's a short sale.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are normal, but those 3 other ones, I can't even get on the market for
Mm.
like another month or 2.
Yeah.
That took the precedence away from the ones that are coming because of learning all this stuff.
Yep. Yeah, short sales are coming, foreclosures are coming.
Yeah.
It's here. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's end the class here as far as the recording, and then we'll do some secret stuff that I cannot put on the recording. Okay. So hang in there. Anything else that you guys want to talk about? All right. So okay. So let me stop the recording here.